fight back and stuff. Like I said, you already have. We about to go live. That ain't gonna be, man. Let's see here. All right, we are live on the YouTube and on my Facebook. And you know, anything you say cannot take it back. We are live. We are live.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, E-Man.
Shabbat shalom, Aki. Shabbat shalom.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, like Joey said, since you just came on, brother, is there any questions? Any questions? When we get it. Any question going once? Any question going twice? Right, no question. All right. Yeah, Shabbat shalom, pagan date, 10/25/2025. Waiting for Mashiach to come. Everything straightened out. Stuff getting crazy. Waiting for this Antichrist show his face. So we can get it. All right, so we're gonna deal with Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, but I'm gonna play a video, then we're gonna get into it. We'll play a video verse. This video is gonna kind of like give an idea of kind of what I do when I go into my studies and stuff, when I be fact checking things and going over things. Again, if anybody needs me to pause the video, do when I'm playing it, or you kind of miss something, you don't understand something, all you gotta do, in the Zoom, this thing, you can raise your hand, or you can just, say, Salak, excuse me, pause the video or something, I'll stop it. And you can ask your question, all right? If not, I'm gonna continue through it. I'm gonna probably pause it myself to explain certain things in it. And we're gonna get through it. All right? All right, so let me stop sharing this and just get to the video. All right. She coming up. All right, she's there on the screen. All right, so we're gonna start again. All right.
Something that you still checked all the manuscripts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's just nothing interesting to
Nothing
talk
there,
about.
yeah.
Here we've got some major textual critical issues to the point where we have a sharp distinction between what I've called Group A and Group B.
Amen.
And then we have a piece of I don't even know how we're gonna have time to do all this, but there's a smoking gun. Now we brought a smoking gun in a previous episode.
You gotta have that. When you doing textual criticism, if you're gonna have a stand, you gotta have a smoking gun. Something that makes you like, oh, okay, it has to be that. Okay. All right.
From what I call manuscript
I
Q.
like that. I like that.
And it turns out manuscript Q has layers to it I didn't even know about. And it really shed some light on what was going on. So let me read the verse.
Okay.
I'm going to read it first from the B group. The B group includes the British Library manuscript, which is what George Howard used.
George Howard is one of the persons that found the Hebrew Matthew, right? So he got his Hebrew Matthew from the British Museum, the British Library, right?
Well, it was in Lashon Kodash, right? Lashon Kodash.
Hebrew Matthew, yeah.
Huh.
Well, this is the last one that's not Paleo Hebrew.
Okay.
Ba'et hahi amar Yeshua l'talmidav. At that time, Yeshua said to his disciples, Al tachshavu shabati lahafer Torah. Do not think that I have come to abolish the Torah or violate the Torah, invalidate the Torah. Ela lahashlim, but rather to complete, to make perfect. We'll talk about what that means if we have time. Now, Group A manuscripts, and I'm
Let
going
me pause and say, fair use, that is this is fair use. I'm just flipping something that they had in their channel, right? On Nehemiah Gordon's channel, right? So fair use, I didn't say it in the beginning.
I read specifically from Q. Has something not that different, but slightly different. Ba'etahi Amar Yeshua Talmidav. At the time, Yeshua said to his disciples, Al tachshavu shabati lahafer Torah ve'hanevi'im. Do not think that I have come to abolish the Torah and the prophets. Lo bati lahafer el lahashlim. I have not come to abolish, but rather to complete, to fulfill. And the difference there is 4 words. 4 words we don't find in the B group, which includes manuscripts. And I'm giving letters because each one has like a long name, right? Like Z is London British Library. I don't even remember the number. And so I was calling it manuscript Z. So the manuscripts that don't have the 4 words and the prophets I did not come to abolish are Z, C, N, T, V, E, F. Let's see. And then what I call gamma, B, L, and R. So there's 11 manuscripts that have the verse, but don't have those 4 words.
Right.
So 11 manuscripts that have the verse, but he doesn't have the last part of the verse, where it says, and the prophets are
Right.
to abolish.
Right.
They don't, so we have manuscript, all the manuscript had, what it's saying is that Jesus Christ said, think not that I've come to destroy the Torah.
Torah.
And that's where he stopped at.
Right.
Right? Or the prophets, they don't have that.
That's the part I was looking for. I'm like, wait, that's incomplete.
He's saying these manuscripts, he has manuscripts that don't have that in there.
Wow.
So he's suggesting that last part
Was added.
was added.
Okay.
They added that. I'm gonna go into the text and I think that's correct. We'll see.
Okay.
But he's gonna give his evidence, and as he said, his smoking gun
Uh-oh.
to why he's saying that is the case.
Uh-oh.
Right? Because what we have again, pointing as another addition to Mashiach Yahushua word.
Man. Okay.
I want to look at manuscript Q because it turns out Q is the key to this entire mystery of these 4. And this is a text critical problem, right? In other words, in Matthew 5:17, does it say, I did not come to abolish the Torah, but to fulfill? Or does it say, I did not come to abolish the Torah and the prophets, but I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill, right? So, or don't think that I have come to abolish the Torah, but to fulfill, or don't think that I have come to abolish the Torah and the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. So and in Hebrew, that's 4 words. And the prophets, right? In English, it's and the prophets. In Hebrew, it's 1 word. Ve'hanevi'im, lo bati lahafer. No, I came to abolish. Okay? And we'll talk about what lahafer means if we have time to abolish.
What do you mean? It's in my notes. I have to have time.
Okay,
I got a little red
we
letter.
got too much talking about here. So now for the text critical issue. And this is a smoking gun. This is literally the smoking gun. Although I guess not literally, because it's not a gun, it's not smoking. It's a manuscript. So here is manuscript Q. Let's look at it over here. And we can see right there, a little bit below the middle of the page, we have a bunch of words written in a smaller script in a different handwriting above the line. And what are those 4 words? They're the 4 words, and the prophets, I did not come to abolish.
Wow.
So what is that? Why are they written above the line? Because the scribe was reading his text, and he at some point realized there's 4 words missing, and he added them.
You messing
Yeah.
up. Wow.
See, when you look at manuscripts, you see stuff like this in the manuscript. You say, hold up, they're adding stuff. They're like, because he said these words are missing right here. So he put it in, right?
Right.
You have this happens a lot.
So.
This happens a lot when it comes down to our time. There's many things that we have in our Bible that originally wasn't there. It was somewhere inside like a margin explained. But then later on, other scribes took it from the margin and wrote it into the manuscript like it was originally there. This is what this guy just did. He's saying something is missing when it isn't really missing.
It was.
So he wrote it on the top.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But that was never really originally there, right?
It wasn't there.
Oh.
It's in another manuscript that he went over, but when he saw this manuscript, he said, wait a minute,
This is
this is missing something. So he writes it at the top and say, hey, this is supposed to be in here. So the guy that originally copied it, what he had, didn't have this in there. But a later guy, the one that he had, he said, wait a minute, this is missing something, so he wrote it at the top. You see what I'm saying? So, but he's gonna explain the smoking gun. So he's showing you this manuscript Q, something is written at the top, is what he's showing us. This happens a lot with manuscript. Yes, sir.
So could it have been there and then it was taken out and then somebody said it's
He's gonna explain it, yeah.
Okay,
That's possible. It's possible that actually belongs there. But he's gonna show and say why he think it does not belong there. Right? This is what he's explaining. Again, this is kind of what I have to do when I go through certain things. I have to ascertain is was that really the original or was it not? Right?
That's fine tooth comb.
And here's the question: where did he add them from? So, George Howard published the Hebrew Gospel of Matthew in 1987. Actually, the one you have there is from 1995. I want to show people that.
Yes.
That is that's the 1995 edition called the Hebrew Gospel of Matthew.
You don't want that one.
That's the one I got.
That's the one you don't want. I'm not even 95 or wait a minute, no, 95. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You want the earlier one.
His 1987 edition
That's the one you want.
Okay.
The 87 edition.
Okay.
was called the Gospel of Matthew according to a primitive Hebrew text.
Stop.
You
I decided in preparation, you still have that. I decided in preparation for the next 3 episodes
wow.
to bring the Gospel of Matthew according to a primitive Hebrew text, which, folks, I want to say to you, I received this in the mail. You remember the mail? Nehemiah?
You call snail mail.
No, I want to set the stage. This is really important. So Nehemiah says to me, hey, listen, I'd like to study with you the Hebrew Gospel of Matthew. I'm going to send you a text. And so tell me the process that you had to go through to send me this.
So they had this at the,
What year was it? 2015, 18 years ago?
it would have been 2003 or 2.
And by the way, let me just say something. In episode 19, I have something that he wrote. I'm going to ask him to actually say this.
Really?
You
They are excited. I love this.
Go ahead.
I hope I'll be able to read my own handwriting.
This is good.
So I was studying at Hebrew University at the time at the Mount Scopus campus in Jerusalem, and I was doing the research on this topic, and they had the copy of that book. They actually didn't have the 1995 edition at the time. They had the 1987 edition.
Which you like the title better. You like
it was a much more academic title. Let's say the Hebrew Gospel of Matthew, that was marketing.
according to a primitive Hebrew
The Gospel of
text.
Matthew according to primitive Hebrew text is that's a very academic title.
And there are some differences.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, they're
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
Well, the body of the text isn't completely different, but his introduction is different. What he did in the 95 edition, if I remember correctly, is he took a bunch of journal articles, slapped them together, and put them as an intro to his book. And in 87, what he had done is he gave his own introduction, actually. It was a lot more detailed and I found more interesting. So what I did is I went to the basement of Mount Scopus, the library, the main library, and I photocopied the book. And because you couldn't buy it anywhere that I could find, and then I had it spiral bound.
Yep.
With that like plastic spiral kind of thing they did back then in Jerusalem. I don't know if they still do that. And I sent it to you in snail mail. Right, international mail.
Yeah, and the reason I'm bringing that up, Nehemiah, is
Yeah.
that when I received that invitation, that started me on a process, and that process has been long.
Yeah.
To get to this point, and again, 5, 17, 18, and 19 are the key. So I'm sorry.
Now, if we did it today, we'd just make a PDF, right? But back then, that wasn't the way you did it. So in this book, the Gospel of Matthew according to a primitive Hebrew text, George Howard hypothesizes, he suggests that there was a process where the text was very different from the Greek, and over time it was modified to match the Greek. What we are looking at right here on the screen is the smoking gun that proves Howard's hypothesis.
Wow.
So we have there the 4 words written above the line, and it gets better. So these 4 words were written above the line, and in all of the manuscripts from the A group, those words appear
Mhm.
But in all the other manuscripts, they're not written above the line, they're in the body of the text. And what that means is the next time they copied this, they copied those words into the body of the text.
Right.
Now, we've got to ask a very important question. How do we know that they copied those words into the body of the text from above the line? Maybe they were in the body of the text in all the other A group manuscripts.
Mhm.
And then in one of them, they left it out. So they came and they fixed it, right? And they added above line. That's always a possibility. So here's one piece of evidence. It seems that in every place where there's writing above the line, so far as I've been able to see so far, and if I find different, I'll share with the people. But in several instances, whenever there's writing above the line in manuscript Q, and it's a lot of places in manuscript Q where there's writing above the line, in those very same places, those words are missing from the B group, right? So it seems that manuscript Q is that link, the missing link between there's a bunch of words that are not in the text in the B group,
Mhm.
and then the A group, they're in the text, and in Q, they're written above the line.
Now, certainly you're gonna tell me this, Nehemiah, you did that on purpose. You purposely titled that manuscript Q, because all through my seminary, all through my studies, we always talked about Q. There's Q. Q is the thing that's missing, but is it just
So Q in New Testament studies is the source.
Right.
It's a complete coincidence.
God incident?
Oh, God incident, sure.
And
I don't know.
Revelation,
So
that was
the re-
one of them, when they say, he had, skin like bronze, but and originally he had burnt bronze skin. They didn't want to put the burnt part, because they know they're like, he black if he burnt.
Yeah.
Come.
The reason I called it Q is that Howard listed his manuscripts A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right? He had 8 manuscripts plus the British Library he didn't give a letter to. I call that manuscript Z, right? So just from Howard, I've got 9 manuscripts. And then I sat down at the National Library of Israel, at the Institute of Microfilm TV Manuscripts, and started looking for more manuscripts. And as I looked for them, I gave them letters. J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. And it's simply in the order that I found it, right? And how did I find it? I did all kinds of different complicated searches, right? Because they're not always, sometimes it's part of the Shem Tov Hebrew Matthew.
Wow.
Sometimes it's not part of Shem Tov Hebrew Matthew. It's a thing by itself.
Yeah.
So,
But let me just say something.
Yes.
Thanks,
Serious.
this time. Now, in the past, previous Hebrew Gospel prose,
Yeah.
here's what we would have done. I'm gonna throw us both under the bus. Here's what we would have done in past Hebrew Gospel prose.
Yeah.
We would have been talking about the verse, give you the verse, and then say, but I've got the smoking gun in the plus. Here's what we're doing instead. You're giving our public people are getting something that is a smoking gun.
oh,
I mean, this is the kind of thing.
look, this is huge.
Yeah, I mean, am I right or wrong?
This is like what do the Russians call it? The mother bomb. It's like the bombas, whatever it's called. This is huge. This is a major thing.
Yeah.
Now, I want to bring another piece of evidence which I didn't know about until relatively recent. I actually found that I did know about it in my notes, but I'd forgotten.
Mhm.
Okay, I had notes.
That happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I go through my stuff and I thought I didn't know something. I look at my notes. I didn't know it was there, but I just forgot. See, people that do what Nehemiah does and I do,
Mm-hmm.
it happens a lot with us. We come across a lot of information. We document it and
Mm-hmm.
then we move on.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot. We forgot. We don't deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
From like 15 years ago. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I already knew about that, but I'd forgotten about this. So there are 3 manuscripts, 2 of which are copies of the first one. And how do I know that 2 are a copy of the first one?
Mhm.
So it's very common in manuscripts to have something called a colophon.
Yes.
A colophon is information written when you're done writing a manuscript or done with a certain section of the manuscript. And the colophon gives information about who wrote it, who copied it.
Right? So let people know what a colophon is. You guys are getting some weird information.
Man, this is dope. This is
that most
dope.
people don't know what that kind of stuff is.
That's a colophon.
Colophon.
Describe who wrote it.
Colophon is right there. An inscription at the end of a manuscript,
Okay.
often with information about its production. See? You gotta look for that. All that's vital when you're doing textual criticism to bring everything home together. You gotta look at the colophon.
So manuscript Q has a colophon, not from the original author, but from the copyist who copied that particular manuscript. And the colophon says as follows. It's pretty interesting here. So it says, I, Menachem Moscato, son of my Lord Father Moses, this is the scribe who was copying this, wrote in the region of Friuli in the city of Porto Guararo, and it was completed on Tuesday, the 5th of Sivan in the year 5344, which is equivalent to May 15th, 1584 in the Gregorian calendar.
So this goes back to the 1500s.
Was them the Jewish back then? Was it?
Yeah,
Because
straight Jew, yes.
they saying my father Moses, and
No,
they
no,
not
no,
trying to say
so-
Jesus. So.
So this colophon, let me show you what it looks like. Unfortunately, I don't have a color image of this because I only ordered color images from manuscript Q of the main pages because it was like 15 euros a page. And I didn't get this page I only have in black and white. But here's the really incredible thing, okay? So that's manuscript Q. This now here is the same colophon in manuscript K. Verbatim. I, Menachem Moscato, son of my Lord Father Moses, wrote here in Friuli in the city of Porto Guararo, and it was completed on such and such a date.
See, that's a different right there, writing in Hebrew.
Right,
That's
right,
Hebrew, but
right.
you can see the letters are completely
right,
different.
yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah,
not Paleo,
right,
you're not Assyrian,
right,
they're completely different.
wow,
That's Hebrew. Right?
Yeah, come.
So we have two manuscripts, and one of them has a copy not just of the text, but of the colophon of the other manuscript. So that means we can say quite definitively that K is a copy of Q. And here's where it gets really exciting, Keith. So in Q, those 4 words are written above the line.
Right.
In K, which is a copy of Q, to the point where it even has the same colophon, those 4 words are in the body of the text. So George Howard in 1987 hypothesizes that we have a bunch of differences between the manuscript. Over time, there's a process of making the oh, and those 4 words are in the Greek. Did I mention that?
Absolutely.
The 4 words that are not in the British Library, they're not in the B group, they're only in the A group. Those 4 words are in the Greek. So Howard's hypothesis was, well, originally Hebrew Matthew, as Shenko wrote it, had a lot of differences from the Greek. And over time, it was modified to match the Greek. And here we have the smoking gun, where the scribe wrote those 4 words above the line. And in the next copy of that exact manuscript, the 4 words are in the body of the text.
Now,
There you have it.
Nehemiah, listen, it can't be
Oh, my
done.
God, I got what just happened. That's how the world comes to know that God loves everybody in the world instead of Israel. This shift from Israel to the world.
This is people modifying the text.
Huh.
It's something that someone wrote in,
Uh-huh.
and then the next person that copied the manuscript, he put it into the body of it. So when we receive it, we thinking, look, it's part of the manuscript. It's in the manuscript.
Huh.
Not knowing that originally was not in the manuscript, you gotta go further back, and look at other manuscripts and find out it wasn't in there.
So he did not come to destroy the law, or the saint part is not originally in the text.
No, and the prophets and the
And the prophet, my side, and the prophet.
and the prophet and come to abolish and add it. All he simply said, I did not come to destroy the Torah, I come to fulfill. That's it.
Fulfill, okay, wow.
That other part about and the prophets,
Right,
and it comes to abolish, that's all added,
okay.
right? We're gonna go into the Bible and see, is that correct? We're gonna see that make more sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That make more sense. Right.
This is a copy of it was in Hebrew, then it went to Greek, and it's a copy of the Greek.
No. It was in the original Hebrew document, right? Someone, a copy is come across and he says, wait a minute, this is missing 4 words. So he writes it at the top. Right? And he writes it at the top.
His feeling.
Because he thinks it's missing 4 words. He writes it at the top. So the next person that copies it, when he sees it at the top, he writes it in the body. He said, oh, that's supposed to be right here. Let me insert that into it now. So it looks formed like nothing is written at the top. So he puts it into the bottom, right? So someone that find that manuscript will say, no, this manuscript has it in the bottom. This is part of the original manuscript. Or you go further back and find out, no, the other copies put it into the body. It was not originally there, so it's added at the top. When you go further back, you find out it's not in there. See what I'm saying? So it's not in manuscript in group B, not in B whatsoever.
Okay,
It's all in A.
okay.
A has the four words added. B don't have them in there, but Q has it written at the top. What he's saying, so he's saying the smoking gun is the people in group A was copying from manuscript Q. Because now it's inside of the body in all the manuscripts in group A. But then group B, which seem to be original, those four words are not there whatsoever.
Because I gotta ask you a controversial question.
Yeah,
There's no answer to this. I have a theory.
yeah.
So in the Greek, it says, and the prophets. In other words, it's Torah and the prophets. I'm just throwing this out. Why might the Greek want to do that?
Why might the Greek want to add and the prophet? What he's asking. Why might the Greek want to do that? Right? Why would they want to add and the prophets to it? See what I'm saying? And it's very simple. The reason why, who know why they want to add that to this? If Christ says, "I've come not to destroy the Torah, but to fulfill," why would I need to add in there and the prophets, the Torah and the prophets?
Cause they thinking he one of the prophets that was gonna get destroyed too.
No. Why would he want to add and the prophets? I've come to fulfill the Torah and the prophets, right? See, not that I've come to destroy the Torah and the prophets, I've come to fulfill. Why do I have to add and the prophets to it? See, that's what he's asking the question. Why would I have to ask and the prophets, right? When we gonna get the answer, I'm gonna play the video, right?
It's a good question. Why do you think that? So I have a theory, but I want to hear yours.
Theory too, and because we're going to deal with this later in the episode. But here's the thing,
Yeah,
and again, I don't want to go too far, but I at least have to say this. At that time, this is what Howard says. At that time, I love that he did that. Va'echahi, Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not think I came to annul the Torah, but to fulfill it." And that the English says the Torah and the prophets. Well, maybe that same people that were, trying to, how you might say,
abolish the Torah.
yeah, or no, maybe I should put it this way. Theologically,
Yeah,
maybe there's a theological issue here. In other words, if he is coming to fulfill it,
yeah.
then it needs to be the Torah and the prophets.
Mm.
Just a thought.
Right?
Okay,
That's what I think.
because the prophecy is already to fulfill the prophets.
No. The understanding is this, right? What's the Torah?
The first 5 books of
The first 5 books, right? So if Christ say, "I've come not to destroy the first 5 books," right? I come to fulfill. There's a problem immediately. What's the problem?
the oral Torah.
No.
They go to Malachi. Genesis.
It would be the
If Christ says, "I've come to fulfill," right? And he says the first 5 books, right? What's the immediate problem with that statement?
With Moses. Something to do with Moses.
The immediate problem with the statement is that the prophets talks about you dying. You ain't come to fulfill that? Because you dying is not in the first 5 books. They're where? In the prophets,
okay.
right?
Okay.
So the Greeks say, no. We have to have and the prophets because it's he's fulfilling There are things in the prophet that he fulfilled.
Right.
You can't just have Torah,
Right.
because then if it's just Torah, then he ain't the Messiah.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Because the things in the prophet says you're gonna do X, Y, Z too as well.
Right. And that's die for you.
Right. So the
If-
Greeks say no. We have to add and the
Yeah.
because we're gonna run into an issue later on. They said, well, he didn't say he come to fulfill the prophets. He said he come to fulfill the Torah. That's all he said.
Mhm.
Nothing about no prophets.
Mhm.
So they what? Add
Add
the
it.
prophets.
Ooh.
Right? That's what he's saying. Why would the Greek
Mhm.
add the prophets?
Mhm.
He's saying it's a theology thing.
Okay.
Theology means how do we make Christ fit the whole Bible and the Old Testament? We just can't say Torah. It has to be and the prophets. You see what I'm saying? It has to be and the prophets.
Because he's fulfilling the prophecy.
Because he's fulfilling the Torah and the
And the
prophets.
prophecy.
Right?
Uh-huh.
But this is how they understood it, that the Torah is the first 5 books
Mhm.
and then the prophets.
Mhm.
They don't understand that the Torah is from Genesis to Malachi.
Malachi.
They split it,
Okay.
right?
Come.
So if he's just says Torah, when Christ says Torah, Christ means from Genesis to Malachi,
Malachi.
which includes the prophets. But the Greek don't understand. The Greek thinking, oh, Torah is only the 5 books.
To do the run.
Right. So I have to put the prophets in there to show that he also fulfilled what Isaiah said,
Okay.
what
Yeah.
Daniel said, what
Jeremiah.
Zechariah said,
Come.
Jeremiah said. I have to put the prophets in there, otherwise I'm gonna have a problem.
Come.
So they added that in there.
Come.
See what I'm saying?
Come.
Because of their misunderstanding of what Torah really is. And I'm going to go in and show you that is exactly the case. See, when you misunderstand something, you want to add something to it. See that? Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to make people believe that he is the Messiah when you don't even have to. It's your misunderstanding of something if you do that. So the Greek added it. Right?
Come.
I get you. Most people don't know
They
that.
didn't have a full understanding.
Most people that read the Bible don't even know that and the prophets were added. They don't even know that. I'm showing you. That's what he said about smoking gun. He said, I have the smoking gun. It was added. Is what he's telling you.
They're not knowing. It's
Right.
all the way to Malachi. They don't understand that.
See, that's why it's important for you to understand terms and statements.
Mhm.
If you don't understand, you're gonna get confused.
Come. So
Okay, in other words,
when
Go ahead.
you say the Torah, that's different. That's the same as saying the law, but then you have to add the prophets too to get to Malachi.
Right. See, people from a Greek perspective don't understand that.
Okay.
Right?
Oh.
But a Hebrew person would know what
Oh.
he's saying.
Okay.
They would know what you're
Difference.
saying.
Uh,
The people that Christ spoke to know what he's saying.
uh,
They know that he's saying from Genesis to Malachi. They know that's what he's saying.
ooh, and that kind of
But a Greek person from outside would not know that.
that kind of sounds like my sheep hear my voice too, right there. Ooh.
Sheep Hebrew.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But he's showing you, you're gonna have people who gonna put a manuscript and say, brother, it's in the manuscript, brother. It wasn't added.
Come.
Then when I show them this other one that's not in there, I say, well, I have group B
Mhm.
that don't have it in it
Right,
of manuscripts.
right.
So then which one do we believe? That's why I say he had a smoking gun. Smoking gun is manuscript Q.
Q, come. Yeah.
See?
Come.
Manuscript Q of the smoking gun that proves that it wasn't there.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Manuscript Q, the 4 words are added in manuscript Q.
Okay. Okay.
Then you see all of it appears in the A column in the bottom. So there's your smoking gun. And then he brought the colophon.
Come.
He brought the colophon. The colophon helps prove
Come.
that Q was the one that they used
Right.
to copy the rest afterward.
Okay. Okay.
Because the colophon in Q, you find it in K.
Come.
The exact same thing.
Okay.
And then in K, you have the 4 letters written in the body.
Right.
That's how you know
Okay.
that they copied it from Q into the body. The
Okay.
colophon helps show you that this is what they did. It is, like he says, it is the smoking gun. And they can't get around it.
Right there.
And that's how you do textual criticism.
That's
It's
good.
a lot of reading and looking at manuscripts and putting it together, like he's doing.
So if you look at, and let's put it this way, if you look at the verses that according to the New Testament that Yeshua fulfilled, what percentage of those are in the Torah
Versus
versus the prophets,
exactly.
and a much higher percentage are in the prophets.
See? That's why you have to add this.
Oh, wow. Oh,
What he fulfilled is in the prophets. So if you don't have and the prophets in there, they're gonna be like, whoa,
Well, he's
whoa.
fulfilling the prophets before he fulfills the Torah.
Right, there's more in the prophet than he fulfilled.
Okay.
So the Greek like, no, we have to add this in there. And the right, and
Because he's
the
gonna be
prophet.
one that get destroyed like the other prophets.
Yes. Again, if he's not fulfilling the prophets,
Right.
then he can't be the Messiah.
Messiah,
Can't be the Messiah.
So that's their extension of not understanding fully, but so they don't bump into that, they're gonna add it. Like it's right here.
Alter the manuscript, add to the manuscript. Again, and that's again, we have a lot of this in where we have it. And all of this gotta be exposed and brought out and explained. You know what I'm saying?
And that reminds me of what he said to John the Baptist, who thou sayest I am.
Right.
Right.
See, when Christ told John's disciples the blind received their sight, right? The dead are raised and all that.
Right.
All of them found where?
In the law.
In the prophet.
In the prophets.
In the prophets.
Yeah.
He's showing you, look at the prophets.
Yeah, that's the prophets.
The prophets tell you how to identify who I am.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to have there's no way around it. You have to have and the
And the
prophets.
prophets.
But if you don't understand Torah in Genesis to Malachi,
Right.
you would then have to add the prophets in it. If you
Okay.
understand it, I can understand.
And especially when he did the 4-day, when dude was out resting, then the 4th day he rose him. That's when there was the cutting. Like nobody,
No
we
one
don't
but
need this
done
to
that.
get out.
Yeah. Come.
We could do 3 days, but he did the 4th day.
Wait till so he doing something that
Miracle.
y'all would have to admit that's a miracle.
Mhm.
And so, in other words, what I think you're suggesting, and this is what I was thinking too, is that if you're focusing on the word to fulfill, and the word fulfill there means, as it's understood by most Christians, I think, that to fulfill the law and the prophets means through the messianic prophecies. Right? Isaiah said he would be born of a virgin. I've now fulfilled it through being born of a virgin, right? So if that's your understanding of what fulfill means, I understand why you would add in and the prophets.
Right.
What I love about this, here's what to me is so powerful about textual criticism. I could say, well, the wind is blowing that way, and therefore I prefer the Greek versus the Hebrew.
Right.
And I could even say, well, even some of the Hebrew manuscripts have that. So it's not just the Greek, it's some of the Hebrew manuscripts are in agreement. But now I've got the smoking gun. I didn't bring manuscript A, which also has the same colophon, by the way, and also has those words in the body of the text. So it's 3 manuscripts, 2 of which were copied from Q or from maybe an intermediary. So it's not just some arbitrary decision to say, well, I prefer this reading. I can show with definitive and objective evidence how I know that the original, as Howard called it, the primitive Hebrew text, at the very least, the text that Shem Tov had in 1380 did not have and the prophets.
Didn't have and the prophet. You have to show definitive evidence though.
That it was added in manuscript Q, and then from there it disseminated to the other of the A group. So that's what I love about textual criticism. It gives me the tools. It's like a toolkit that it gives me the ability to objectively deal with this kind of issue. And
See that? And listen, and that's what I have to do in my debate with this brother with the virgin birth. Because he claims that Matthew is not Mary's lineage. And see, and what he has done right here is what I have to do. I have to now come and show him. Originally, the manuscript didn't say husband, it said father. See, then I got to show the manuscript why it says father. Then I have to come and show the math, which the math is the smoking gun.
Right.
It's definitive proof. The numbers don't lie.
14, 14, 13.
The numbers don't lie. See what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. The numbers don't lie in the Greek and in the Hebrew. It's consistent. Yes, sir.
This would be hard to answer, but do you would think most of the people came back before Malachi, not knowing about like the New Testament, like Matthew and down. Cause now they getting an understanding when Matthew hitting Mark and like how Mashiach Yahweh Shah, but them not understanding it before. You think a lot of them probably like reincarnated or?
I don't understand what you
Like, cause of like from Genesis to Malachi, that's going off the Old Testament, and then Matthew down would be the New Testament, but then Hamashiach Yahweh Shai not being on the scene, of them having a full understanding, you think a lot of them probably like reincarnated or came back?
You mean the Old Testament prophets?
Well, just like maybe a lot of the people, like, cause even probably when Hamashiach Yahweh Shai was here, even son John the Baptist, some of his followers, they didn't fully understand it. Like believe in Jesus and then.
So he's saying,
only
did they get
come
come back
through him and through me. The only way to get to me is
through Christ?
the only way to get to the
The
Father is
Father.
through me. Like, you think a lot of the ones that didn't understand they came back? Like,
Not enough. You saying that they have to come back to believe in Christ? Is that what you're saying?
well, maybe a lot of them came in a resurrection or something, or like, cause what do you think would be they take on not understanding about the Son before he came?
People in the Old Testament, you saying?
Yeah, more in the Old Testament and before Hamashiach
They
Yahweh Shai
they
came.
wouldn't understand because they wasn't given that. You know what I'm saying?
But you think a lot of them came back around his time, or probably was rose in like around the resurrection or something?
Yeah, they probably, of course, they was resurrected. Yeah, but you don't have to necessarily come back to come as a baby to understand that. You know what I'm saying? You did your job in putting the word out there. You know what I'm saying? That was your job.
That was still more the point.
Yeah. Again, we wouldn't know until
Praise the
unless
Father.
the Most High probably say something like that. We'd be all to be speculating. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to just jump out the window like that. So
Because we would know about the reincarnation part.
yeah, but you would first have to establish that has to happen, and that doesn't necessarily have to happen. See what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily have to happen, right? What has to happen with him dying?
Right.
That had to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely God, calm.
Yeah, right. Remember, and it said that his blood died for the sins of the past, so it goes from him backwards. That would cover all things back that way.
The Adam come.
See what I'm saying? That would cover all of them. So then they would be clear.
Malachi and up.
Right. All of them would be clear.
Oh, so that's good still, like, so y'all get an understanding after.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing was to get the sin off of you, whatever you did wrong.
Right.
Right.
Right. So that paid
I
for the
forget about
sins
that.
from Malachi back.
Yeah, come
Right.
because
The
that's
sin
where
of the nation of Israel.
we
Right.
read that too in here, like
Right.
his blood covering the people then and before.
And then he said in Revelations, he said, I have the key to death and hell. Right. So anybody in the Old Testament that have died or locked up, he can now release them because he has the key. See what I'm saying?
So you think he dragged some souls out of hell with him?
Oh, it says that. It says he took some people up
yeah.
there. Yeah, he took some people up there with him. It says that.
So that was the best thing. Well, like the best thing.
Definitely.
Like I mean, of course
Yeah.
it is the best, but I'm just saying for even like I didn't know of you to believe in you, but now that you here, thanks for you know.
Yeah, but I
thanks
mean,
for-
even the prophets, they were speaking to the spirit of Christ. They had the spirit of Christ in them. That tells you this. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like they were speaking on their own.
I think I asked this before. So some of like the fallen angels or the demons or some of the people that was on a different page, you think some of them rose too? Like
Demons?
yeah, I mean, and not as like demons, like them that was in that soul of being a demon or like
No.
because not fallen angels, none of them like nah.
They locked up.
We gonna stay.
We know they locked up. Fallen angels are all locked up.
They was locked.
They locked up. No, that this had nothing to do with them. They're not human beings like us. They different. They're a different breed. So this don't pertain to them. Right? Say Christ died for the sin of the nation of Israel. He didn't die for no fallen angels. They're not included in none of that.
So who all you think came under that fold to be risen?
Israelites.
Like
Israelites.
with sort of.
Israelites and those that were called,
Mm.
right? Because Abraham isn't an Israelite, but Abraham was called. Isaac isn't an Israelite, but Isaac was called.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah,
Noah
that was called.
Noah was called, right? He
Noah
said to
was
them that's
called.
what Paul said to them that are called. Paul said, called,
And then right up under that, it said called to be saints.
called to be saved. Anything that has the phrase call,
Okay.
call, right? When it comes to Abraham, scripture say God called him alone,
Mhm.
right? He didn't call his father Terah,
Right.
he called Abraham alone.
Yeah,
See what I'm
So,
saying?
so do you think they will have, even though some probably reincarnating into being Israel, do you think they have a separate, like section for them?
Section for who?
For like the ones that was called, but they wasn't Israel?
Only the called is Israel.
These people that are called in the past that wasn't Israelite
Come,
are going to be Israelites in the future.
that's what.
Because the text is making us clear that
figured
he
that,
only,
I figured.
after Israel comes on the scene, he said he's only calling Israelites.
Okay, yeah, that's
Right.
after. he
But
died.
the reason why, because the people that are ruling in who's ruling in the kingdom?
Israel.
Text tells us that, right? He says the
Mm.
kingdom is coming to the daughter of Israel,
Israel.
right? So the Israelites are ruling. These are who's ruling.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's why I went through and I showed you how Abraham came back
Come.
at Simon,
Lord
at
saw.
Christ is, you know what I'm
Christ,
saying?
come.
Him being redeemed,
Come.
right, or circumcised, right?
Mhm.
And that fits him.
That makes sense what you just said, though.
Yeah,
Because it's like
they come back as
Israel
an
ruling,
Israelite.
how you gonna have another section of rule too? So them that reincarnate as Israelites in the long run. So
Either
what you think
they
Enoch
come
was
back as an Israelite, or they're gonna believe some kind of form of adoption in the form of redemption, right?
Mhm.
Like I said about Ephraim and Manasseh.
Mhm.
Ephraim and Manasseh, Mamses,
Come.
originally Mamses, right?
Right.
So then they'd have to be redeemed.
Right.
So the redemption process bring them into being
Israel.
full-blooded Israelites.
Come.
like what
Right.
is Job and who else? Not Ruth, Job and somebody else.
Job and Noah, you talking about?
It was somebody else, I forget, but I mean Job would be one of them.
Definitely. But we know, you saying Job was already a priest already. You saw he's operating in there.
Mhm.
He's already a priest of God already.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, he already.
He's already halfway there. He's already a priest of God,
Oh,
right?
wait,
And the
Enoch?
Israelites are kings and priests.
Job and Enoch.
Huh?
Job and Enoch, I was thinking, cause like Enoch,
Yeah. But Enoch already made it in already. God took him to heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's what we all trying to get to.
Come.
Right.
Come. He already up there.
Yeah. But Job was already operating as a priest of the Most High God already. Right? Just like Melchizedek.
Come.
He's a priest of the Most High God. Same thing with Job. And these men are automatically already called already. They're already in the call like Abraham already.
so you think they'll be, when Israel ruling, they'll be in that section though? Like Enoch,
Definitely.
Job,
Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately the bottom line is this. But many are called,
You were chosen.
see? Many are called, but few chosen.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's the idea. Even though he's calling non-Israelites like Job, Abraham, Isaac, Noah, right? They still gotta be chosen.
Enoch.
They gotta do the right thing to be chosen as well. And we see these men what they did, and that's how they became chosen.
Right.
They followed the Most High.
Kept his law, kept his statutes.
Yeah, but you have to have a call.
Come.
If you have a call, you done.
Yeah, that's understandable.
You know what I'm saying?
I have a call.
And that's where everybody that's in here has been called. You've been called out of that world. Right? So what you gonna do with it? It's the question.
Come.
To make your calling and election short.
Come.
Yeah.
Answer it not just from my opinion or my theology, but in an objective way. Wow.
All right, it's the last part here.
I want to bring the only testimony of a New Testament statement of Yeshua's teaching that appears in all of early Jewish literature. In other words, in the entire New Testament, everything that Yeshua taught that's recorded in the New Testament, there is one single verse that appears, it's actually the Babylonian Talmud,
Mhm.
Look at that, it's in the Babylonian Talmud, right?
and it's quoted from Yeshua, meaning
It's quoted from Yeshua,
it's attributed to him.
it's attributed to him, right? This is proof that he existed. Understand?
Wow.
But look where it is.
In the Talmud.
It's in the Babylonian Talmud.
Okay.
There's two Talmud. There's
Okay.
one in the Babylonian and there's one in Jerusalem Talmud,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
Christ was in Jerusalem. You would think it would be in the Jerusalem Talmud where he was.
But it's in
No.
the Babylonian.
It's way in the Babylonian Talmud. See that? Because the one in Jerusalem don't like him.
Mm.
So they wouldn't put it in there. But the ones in Babylon knows about him. How would the one in Babylon know about him? Because that's how far his frame went.
When it comes.
That's how far his frame went, and they know. So they have it recorded in there. And as he's saying, it's attributed to him. So they tell you this man existed. Remember, these are his enemies.
Wow.
They're telling you, listen, and look what they're doing. They're quoting him.
Wow.
Let's answer the question. Can you quote someone that never existed?
Ah, that's a big old ah.
You cannot quote someone that never existed. So if they quoting him, it's more proof that he existed. That's why I say no one would never say Christ never existed when there's quotes from him.
Wow. That's deep. That. Wow.
And that, I
That's
want
the
to bring that to
evidence
share that
of
with
him
people.
existing.
I didn't hear you.
That's the evidence of him existing.
Yes.
And that's Matthew 5:17.
Absolutely.
Which
And
is
guess what?
incredible.
And what I'm
If you
saying
think
is,
about the entire New Testament, there's one verse for which we have independent corroboration outside of Christian literature, and it's Matthew 5:17. And what that reveals is, I think, kind of mind-blowing. It's pretty cool.
Right? Stop there. So we have that there. Again, he said that is mind-blowing stuff. The only quotation that they have outside of the Bible that they all agree on,
Wow.
Matthew 5:17,
Wow.
is what they've been dealing with.
Wow.
And quoted. His enemies quoted,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
The enemies are quoting him, the enemies are quoting him saying, think not that I've come to destroy the Torah. Right?
Mhm.
Now, why would his enemies do that? Why would his enemies see? Then see, now he gets, there's another level here. It gets even deeper. See what I'm saying? You have to now go and then parse out and search every single thing to kind of get the understanding.
Wow.
You have to go another level deeper,
Yeah.
right?
Oh.
See, here's the situation now. In the first century, you have how many Torahs?
Two.
Two. There you go. Two.
Mhm.
If Christ is saying, think not that I've come to destroy the Torah, what Torah you think the Pharisees think he's talking about?
The oral Torah.
Oral, see? They're saying this man is teaching that he didn't come to destroy the oral Torah. See how they flip it? They can easily flip it and say, no, that's not what he's saying. He ain't saying written Torah.
I know where
he's
you
saying
at.
oral. Yes,
You
sir.
Zion legs. Remember Zion?
You see how easy it is to twist somebody? They can say, no, that's not what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's saying he didn't come to destroy the oral Torah. What you talking about? That's what he's saying. He was keeping oral Torah. He says it right here in Matthew 23. He says, all that they bid you, that observe and do.
Come.
Observe and do is another old Hebraic idiom to say whatever they command you.
Okay.
Observe and do is to say basically as a command.
Mhm.
Right? So they say, listen, no, see, he commanded y'all to do what we say. Says it right here.
Mhm.
That's why the Hebrew Matthew brings it out. It doesn't say they,
Mhm.
it says he. See, that's you gotta go further, because you might just go stop at Matthew 5:17.
Mhm.
They can say, no, that they can argue all day. No, that's oral
That's the
Torah. brother.
Pharisees.
That's oral Torah. Prove it ain't.
Mhm.
It says it right here in 23rd chapter. To
Mhm.
listen to us. So that has to be oral Torah right here.
Mhm.
But until we went to it, and we went to just now, as he showed you, the smoking gun,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
That wasn't in there,
Mhm.
and the prophets wasn't in there. He's talking about the Torah. We know what Torah he's talking about. How do we know? Because now we're about to go into the Bible and then watch how he quotes it.
Mhm.
He's gonna tell you So we know for a fact when Christ talks about Torah,
Mhm.
what Torah is he referencing?
The written Torah.
If what you're saying is true, when we read about Christ talking about Torah, it should be something oral.
Right. He was
If it
saying-
isn't, then you have to be wrong,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
That's why you gotta go deeper. You can't stop there because you're gonna get into another argument. No. We not trying to do that. But again, Nehemiah Gordon is not a believer in Christ.
Mhm.
But he's blown away once he finds out that these people is quoting them. He can't believe it.
Wow.
He's like, man, hold it, man.
Wow.
I gotta get with this. guy."
Oh, wow.
He's constantly blowing this guy's mind, and he's not a believer in Christ.
Mhm.
Right from there, let's get so we know what Matthew 5:17 said,
Come on.
right? Let me pull it up real quick.
You already got it. I think.
Let me pull it up right here. So we have it right here. So think not that I am come to destroy the law, right? Which we know that's written Torah.
Right.
It says or the prophets. Other stuff says and the prophets.
Come.
See that?
Come.
So the word that or can be and or. It can be or and the prophets. It says I'm not come to destroy,
Right.
but to fulfill. All right. So when you talk about destroying something, if you have something that's whole, right? If I have a whole phone, right,
Come.
with my case and all my stuff on it, right?
Mhm.
If I remove the case off the phone, have I destroyed it?
Yeah.
Yes, to a degree you have, because now you're taking away from its original form of whatever it was,
Right.
right?
Right.
What you have completely put together, you've taken away.
Wow.
So to destroy something is either to take something away from it or what else?
Break it.
Add to it.
Add. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Come.
You add to it and destroy it, right?
Mm.
You can do that,
Okay.
right? You have certain things, right, where people say, man, that's perfect. And then later on, someone add to it. Then they say, man, you messed it up.
It ain't original.
How you messed it? Because you add something and make it look crazy now.
Like some rims. On
Yeah,
the
you didn't
bench.
enhance it, you made it look worse.
Right.
You should have left it just the way it was. So we're
Right.
gonna say, oh, you destroyed it.
Mm.
You destroyed it.
Mhm.
Right? This is why certain paintings are so valuable.
Right. Right. Art.
They want it in the original. If you add it, like, ah, you messed it up.
Right. Right.
So taking away and adding can be destroying something,
Mhm.
right? And that goes back to the Torah. The Torah says don't add to it
Or don't.
or take away from it,
Right.
because in essence what you're doing, you're destroying it.
Wow.
You're destroying it.
Mm.
That's why you gotta watch people that add to the word of God. When someone adds to the word of God, what they're doing, they're destroying what?
Wow.
The original meaning trying to get across to you.
The
They
genuine
destroy
heart.
the original. Yes. Now they're distorting your understanding.
Wow.
They're distorting it.
And that's what the serpent did.
And what the serpent did, he lied and said, did God say you gonna die? No, you don't know. He's lying.
Right. Well, we gonna be like him.
Yeah. All that he's adding to what God didn't say none of that.
Mhm.
So he just added.
Mhm.
He ended up destroying them mentally,
Mhm.
right? From there, let's get it. Luke chapter 24, verse 44 first. This was the understanding that they would have back then, and this is definitely coming from the obviously from the Luke 24 and start at verse 44. Again, this verse right here, again, I have to look into and go some textual criticism on this verse here as well. But for now, we're just gonna read this verse, right? We got Luke 24, verse 44.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Luke chapter 24, starting at verse 44. And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which are written in the law of Moses, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me.
So this is the division that they said that they had back then. They had the law of Moses, and then they have the prophets, and they have the Psalm. concerning him, right? All of this is Torah.
Mhm.
It's all Torah,
Huh.
right?
Mhm.
So this is the division that they would have and the concept of that. Now, I want to jump down. I want to jump up. Right? I want to jump up to verse 25.
Come.
We can read on the verse 27. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 24, starting at verse 25.
Yes.
Then he said unto them, O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken.
Slow to believe all that the prophets had spoken, right? Again, these are the verses the Greek would say, see, we got to have and the prophets in there.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 26. Ought not Christ to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory?
Right. These are things I found in the prophets, right?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. And beginning at Moses,
What did he begin at?
Moses,
He began at Moses. Go ahead.
and all the prophets,
And what?
all the prophets,
All the prophets. Go ahead.
he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself.
The things concerning himself. This is what he did, right? Now we got to understand,
Mhm.
what does he call all of that?
Mhm.
What is all of that called in a nutshell,
Mhm.
right? Let's get St. John chapter 10, verse 34. St. John chapter 10. Verse 34. All right, who got that?
I told you,
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, reading at verse 34. Jesus
St.
answered,
John.
St. John chapter 10, reading at verse 34.
Yes.
Jesus answered them, It is not written in your law, I said, ye are gods.
It is not written in your Torah. I said ye are gods. Where is he quoting this from? Psalms 82. Psalms 82.
Mhm.
So Christ is calling Psalms Torah.
Come. Mhm.
We're outside the 5 books.
Mhm.
See what he calls Torah?
Mhm.
He calls Psalms 82 Torah. Right? Let's get Psalms 82 and 6. We can show that. We can get the verbatim quote. Who has Psalms 82, verse 6?
I tell you,
Go ahead.
Psalms 82, reading at verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So that's what Christ was quoting.
Wow.
And he calls this Torah. And we're in the Psalm. Right?
Mhm.
And we're in the Psalm. Remember, we read where in Luke 24:44, where it said the things written in the law of Moses and the prophets, it says in what? And in the Psalms. Right? But we see right here the Messiah called Psalms Torah. It's Torah. All right?
Mhm.
It ain't just the 5 books. So when Christ came on the mount and he's talking about, and he says, think not that I've come to destroy the Torah, he ain't just talking about the first 5 books. Because he himself calls Psalms Torah.
Come.
Right?
Mhm.
He clearly couldn't mean just the first 5 books. Right? And let's get one more. St. John chapter 15, verse 25. St. John chapter 15, we're going to read verse 25.
I got this one. St. John's chapter 15, starting at verse 25.
Yes.
But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law,
In their Torah, go ahead.
that hated me without a cause.
They hated me without a cause. Again, quoting Torah, right? He's going into Torah.
And without a cause.
Then without a cause. Again, this is again where? In the Psalm. Right? This is in the Psalm. Let's get them both. There's two places we can find it. Psalms 35 and 19. Let's get Psalm 35 and 19. We're at Psalms 35 and 19.
I got, you want? I got it, Psalms 35 and 19.
Yeah.
And it reads. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with an eye that hate me without a cause.
Where the cause? Right? That's what he's saying. Written in your law, Torah, without a cause. And one more, Psalm 69 and 4.
Huh. Psalm 69 and 4.
Yeah.
And it reads, they that hate me without a cause,
And what?
they that hate me without a
Hate
cause,
me without a cause, right? He's just in two places that he's saying that. He called it again, Torah. So I'm giving two witnesses that Psalm from the Messiah. He quote two different places in there and he called it Torah, right? Go ahead.
are more than the hairs of my head. They that would destroy me, being mine enemies wrongfully, are mighty. Then I restore that which I took not away.
Right. So he's giving stuff back that he did not even take
Wow.
because of this enemy, right?
Wow.
Wrongfully. He went above and beyond. Said, okay, man, I'm here. I didn't even take nothing, but I'm doing back. Above and beyond. Now we have Psalms being called Torah. Now let's go into it. We're going to show now that even the prophets are called Torah as well, right? Because he broke it down in Luke 24:44, things that are written in the law of Moses, he says, and in the prophets.
Okay.
I'm showing you that Psalms
Okay.
is Torah.
Um,
I'm gonna show you now that prophets is also Torah.
wow.
We know the law of Moses is Torah already.
Right.
So can the law, can Psalms and can prophets be called Torah? If I can show those two be called Torah, then the whole thing is Torah. The whole thing would have to be Torah then.
Because he come in the volume of the book.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just showing for those that break it up and thinking that there's a difference. No, the entire thing is Torah.
Come.
All of it is Torah, right?
Come.
Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 21. 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Verse 21. Yes.
Chapter 14, verse 21.
Yes.
First Corinthians chapter of 14, reading at verse 21. In the law, it is written,
In the Torah, it is written what?
with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people, and yet for all that will they not hear me, say the Lord.
So Paul right here is calling where this is quoted from, he's calling the Torah. And we know who taught him. Christ taught him. So he's saying, where is this quoted from? Isaiah 28 and 11. Let's get Isaiah 28 and 11. All right, we got that.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Oh man, I went too far. Isaiah
Chapter 24.
28. Isaiah chapter 28, starting at verse 11. And it reads, For with stammering lips and in other tongues will he speak unto these people.
Yeah, that's what Paul was just quoted, and he called it Torah. So we have the prophets called Torah again here, by a man taught by the Messiah himself. All right, we need one more. Galatians chapter 3, verse 11.
The Torah all through the Bible, from Genesis to Malachi.
Yeah, but we got to prove it.
Call it again off. Galatians chapter
Galatians chapter 3,
3.
verse 11.
So
Galatians chapter
chapter 3, verse 11.
we got that.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 3, reading at verse 11. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God.
No man is justified by the Torah in the sight of God. Right? Go ahead.
It is what evident,
For it is evident, go ahead.
for the just shall live by faith.
But the just shall live by faith. Where is this quoted in the law? See? He was referencing the law in the beginning, justified by the Torah in the sight of God, for it is evident. And he goes and he's quoting it, right? The just, because he talked about justified in the beginning, right? The just shall live by faith, right? So we get this in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 11. Or Habakkuk, whatever you want to say. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4.
Habakkuk chapter 2.
Yes, sir.
Habakkuk chapter 2, reading at verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him,
See that? Yeah. See, the soul that's lifted up in him is not upright in him.
but the just shall live by his faith.
But the just shall live by his faith. So that quotation that we gave in Galatians is from the prophet, which he was talking about the law there. So showing that the law again right here, that's the prophets. All considered Torah, all considered Torah. You might try to separate them and say, well, we got the Psalms and the prophets, but understanding all of it is Torah. So Christ didn't have to come and say, think now that I've come to destroy the Torah and the prophets. He didn't have to say that. Because the Torah is the prophets. Right? If he had said that to them, then it'd been like you being redundant.
Right. Yeah.
Ain't you? We know that the Torah is also the prophet. Same thing.
You're straight.
Saying two things at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Look, here's now.
You got it. We got that. But those that don't know, they don't know. They think he have to say the prophets. The Greek readers, they would have to put that in there because they don't understand what Torah is. They have to do that. So we gotta clarify certain things. We gotta clarify other things as well. Since we clarify things, let's get some more clarity.
Okay.
Can we get Luke chapter 10, verse 25?
It kind of sounds like too that the Greeks lost the pictorial, so they weren't going by the simpleness of what the pictorial could do for you, which is why they got all these mistakes.
Yeah, but it's their lack of understanding the culture. See what I'm saying? When you don't understand the culture of something and how idioms are spoken of and what they mean and different things, you didn't have to think you have to add something, which is unnecessary. That's why I played the video first to show you that they added that stuff to it. We have the manuscript and, as he put it, the smoking gun. Well, who got Luke chapter 10, verse 25?
I'll take it.
Yes, sir.
Luke chapter 10, reading at verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him,
Testing him. You had a lawyer trying to test him. Go ahead.
saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life?
What I have to do to inherit eternal life?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Verse 26. he said unto him, what is written in the law?
What is written where?
In the law,
That's Malachi. That's Genesis to Malachi.
Mhm.
What's written in the law? Go ahead.
how readest thou?
How do you understand it? See what I'm saying? He said to himself, you a lawyer. He said what's written in the law, like, you don't know that? You don't understand that? He's telling them, you would know that it's in the law. Like,
Come.
how, in other words, listen, how readest thou is saying, how come you don't know that? This is what he's telling them. Yes, sir.
I'm a lawyer too. He's saying I'm a lawyer too. You should understand this.
Yeah, he's saying to him, how do you not know this?
Wow.
Because man, he's a lawyer. He specializes in what?
In the law.
In the law. And he said, what? You don't know?
And this is what Hamashiach gonna have to do on your behalf when you go to heaven. I'm gonna have to be your lawyer, so I know you
If
should
you-
understand
If
this.
you make it.
How you don't
I'm
understand
pointing out
this?
that these men who have these titles
Lawyers.
don't understand the stuff that they're supposed to know, right? What if they're claiming that they chief, high priest, and Yohana, he's third in command, and he's a captain to Zaria, all these titles, you know what I'm saying? Divine prospect, this, all these titles that they have, you would think they would know certain things. When you speak to them, you like, you don't know that, right?
The basic.
I was speaking to the brother last night in my face off, and very basic things. I said, you don't know that, and you gonna teach me? I said, I'm done, man. I'm done. I was finished, bro. He didn't know very simple stuff, man.
And that kind of put it to shame. And you a lawyer? You don't know this?
No, he was talking on that about how he gonna teach me, he gonna teach, and come to find out he don't know simple stuff. I said, brother, you need to stop teaching. Or you're gonna be misleading people. Because if you don't know this simple stuff right here, then you know what I'm saying? Just stop teaching.
You couldn't handle that though.
Now he can handle it because he don't know what he's talking about. He's saying
Right.
a whole bunch of stuff that didn't make no sense whatsoever. What if he trying to lie and say that that the Alma in Isaiah 7:14 was supposed to be Isaiah's wife, and I told him to prove it. You couldn't prove it. You trying to twist scriptures. Listen, he don't even know what he said last night was so ridiculous. He tried to come in and say that Isaiah's son is named Emmanuel, right? What does Emmanuel mean?
God with us.
You trying to say that Isaiah's son was a god? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know that Christ is a god,
Come.
and his name, one of his titles is Emmanuel, meaning God with us, right? The dude I'm debating, his name is Emmanuel.
You don't know what your name is?
He's far from a god. That's for sure.
You don't know the basis.
But he couldn't tie the two together. I asked him, he couldn't. Go listen to him. And trust me, the first time I asked him, he was quiet for at least about what, 30 seconds, 40 seconds? He didn't say nothing. Asked him again twice again. Wow. He was quiet again for another 30, I think 40 seconds again. He claimed he was reading something, making stuff up. You gotta hear it, bro. It's a classic calmness that he couldn't even answer because you think he slipped. Right from there, I want to continue to read down. I want to continue to read down from there.
But you know, I think that kind of hit a guilt question too. Like you put yourself on a lawyer level and you don't know this.
Right.
Like that's a shame, kind of like
It is.
you should be ashamed of yourself. And I think, dude, like I am ashamed of myself, but I gotta pride it out. I gotta ride it out and pride it out.
What he trying to test Christ. That's what he doing. Say this lawyer came tempted him. Right? So Christ said, what's in the law? Like how read us down? You don't know what that is right there? Right? So now he's gonna answer. Who's reading? Go ahead.
Verse 27. And he answered, said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy strength and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself.
Go ahead.
28. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right, this do, and thou shalt live.
So Christ said, you've answered correctly. See, it's in red. And people know that's Christ is speaking, right? And he said unto him, so it's Christ talking, thou hast answered right. This do. So that's him speaking in verse 27.
And that's what the law ain't on. Huh?
Yeah. So he's basically
Man.
saying, right? He said, you don't know that? Then he responds and he answered and said, oh, thou shalt love the Lord thy God. And that's when he answered, right? But Christ said, you don't know that? And he gave the answer, right? Because he's trying to test Christ. So Christ said, what's written in the Torah. And basically he goes and he gets what's in the Torah. And Christ say, you answered correctly, right? Do this do, and you're gonna what?
You live.
Eternal life. The question was eternal life.
Eternal life.
Saying do that, you're gonna get eternal life. All right?
And when he's saying neighbor, he's more meaning like your brethren and
Israel.
We're gonna get that right now. We got to prove all of that. We gotta get that right now. Because matter of fact, we're about to go into it right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We need that. Verse 29. But he willing to justify himself said unto Jesus, and who is my neighbor?
Who is my neighbor? We need clarity.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And Jesus answered, said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell amongst thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead.
Leaving him half dead, right? Come down from Jerusalem on his way to Jericho. Thieves got him. Go ahead.
31. And by chance, there came down a certain priest that way, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side.
So the priest coming, he saw when the priest went back on the other side. All right. Now there's been people that have said that well the priest he's on his way to Jerusalem. He can't do it. He's gonna be unclean.
Right.
He gotta go there clean. He can't be messed with no one like that.
Beat up and
He gonna be defiled.
Right.
Remember, listen, there are specific reasons that a priest can defile himself for.
Right.
And other than that, he can't. This is Torah,
Right.
right?
Right.
We need to read it so people can see. I want anybody to say I'm making stuff up. I'm gonna read it so we can understand. Because people don't understand what they're saying here. They look at we read about this Levite here and they're like, oh, this Levite right here is man, he's
Right. He off.
He off. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no love in him. Now understand, a Levite got rules attached to him.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things he cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or he won't be able to fulfill his duty, right?
As a priest.
He's not as a priest in the temple, especially if he's on his way to the temple. Right?
Unclean.
He be what?
Unclean.
He be unclean. You have to turn around. He gonna tell the high priest, man, I can't do it. Why? There was a guy following the road. You did what?
I had to help you.
You
out.
know you were supposed to do nothing like that.
It's good to do good on the Shabbat.
We don't know if it's the Shabbat.
No, I just,
Might not be the Shabbat. We don't know.
I just threw that in there.
I got Hey, but listen, they didn't have that understanding. That came from who?
Hamashiach.
Yeah. See that?
Mm-hmm.
They would have had that understanding.
Cause you got to get that donkey out that ditch, you know.
He would have not understand that whatsoever.
Wow.
You understand?
That's where you got to show them. The Shabbat is made for man, not man for the Sabbath.
They can bury Hamashiach Yahushua on the Sabbath.
So we gotta come to the book of hold on. Y'all turn to the book of Leviticus and we get the right chapter and verse. Leviticus 21. And 11. Let me see. Let's get verse 11.
Come. Leviticus chapter 21, starting at verse 11.
Go ahead.
Oh, did you want to change it on the screen?
Oh, I didn't on the screen. Go to verse 10.
Come. Leviticus chapter 21, starting at verse 10. And he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head nor rent his clothes.
Right, so we know that that's what the high priest did. When with Christ, when he questioned him and all that, he said he rent his clothes, right? And Torah says he ain't supposed to rent his clothes, right? That's Mark 14:63. He ain't supposed to rent his clothes. The high priest was violating the Torah. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Neither shall he go into any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother.
Go ahead.
Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God, for the crown of the anointing oil of his God is upon him. I am the Lord.
Right. So now this is speaking of the high priest you read right there, right? But all of the priests would have to come and get some kind of sanctification or some kind of anointing in there, right? You can simply be, defiled, very simply as being a priest. I now want to show you the high priest, and let me show you the other one here in the book. Yeah. Look at it. Comes all the way. Okay, Haggai chapter 2, verse 11. Haggai chapter. What's that? Wait, I'm in the wrong place. Let's go back up.
You say you want to have that?
Haggai.
Oh, Haggai?
Yeah. Let me go from here, pull it up. Go ahead.
Haggai chapter 2, read at verse 11. Thus said the Lord of hosts, ask now the priest concerning the law, saying,
Ask the priest, right? The Levite and the priest, right? Go ahead.
Verse 12, if one bear holy flesh in the skirt of his garment, and with his skirt do touch bread, or a pottage, or wine, or oil, or any meat, shall it be holy? And the priest answered and said, no.
No. See that? Any other stuff touch, you're talking about just bread, pottage, or wine, or oil, right? Or any meat. Much less someone on the road, even worse.
Right.
If it touches his garment, right? Think about his skirt, it's his garment. He's gonna be unclean. is it gonna be holy? No,
No.
it's not. See? Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then said Hagar, if one that is unclean by the dead body touch any of these, shall it be unclean? And the priest answered and said, it shall be unclean.
It shall be unclean. See, the priest gonna be unclean, so he can't be trying to help nobody on the road,
Right.
nothing like that, because he's probably one on the road, bleeding.
Yes.
You can't get that on him.
Right.
Gonna be unclean. You
Right.
can't touch him, because he's unclean down there. Right,
Right.
someone beat him up and all that. His blood is gonna be leaking.
Oh, yeah.
You can't touch him.
Mhm.
Not going to Jerusalem, don't be unclean. You have to go
Right.
back, turn around, and you have to wash his clothes, take a bath, and be unclean until
Sundown.
sundown. See that?
Uh,
But he still got obligations up at the temple,
Mhm.
right? That's all I want to show you that. That's the reason why the Levite is not doing that. He's like, there's a reason why the Levite couldn't be doing that, right?
Come.
You didn't have to get permission from the high priest and say, yo, this guy the road that, but again, we don't have cell phone. We can't call him.
Right.
So he's gonna go ask you. You can't do that. You have to like, hey man, I gotta go, bro.
Yeah, pray for you.
somebody else. goes.
I'll put something up at the temple for you, sacrifice
Oh.
the temple for you, or something like that. I you know what I'm saying? I'll kill a lamb or something for
I
you.
got a meat offering.
I got a meat offering for you, something like that. Let's go back to Luke where we was before, right? And let's read verse 32 again.
Luke chapter 10, read down verse 32. And likewise a Levite, when he was at a place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side.
Went back on the other side. Bro, I can't. I don't want you to reach out and touch me on accidentally or something.
Right.
And he messed me all up. Go ahead.
But a certain Samaritan,
Uh-huh.
as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him.
Now, people think that when you see the word Samaritan, it's automatically a non-Israelite. Now, there are Samaritans that are non-Israelite, but what the one thing to understand is that the first Samaritans were Israelites.
Wow.
Let's read it. Let's see if I'm making it up. The first Samaritans were Israelites, right? We gotta know, come to the book, 2 Kings, chapter 24 to 29. Let's get it. Sorry, 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24. My apologies. Wrong verse. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24.
2 Kings chapter 17, verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutta, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Sepharim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelled in the cities thereof.
Right. So they replaced the children of Israel there. Right? We planted them in the city of Samaria and replaced them. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 25. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore, the Lord sent lions amongst them, which slew some of them.
Right. So when they got there, they didn't fear the Most High. Right. And that was a movie. You remember that movie? The Lion in the Darkness. Look at it.
Yeah.
That's where that movie comes from, right here. The Lion in the Darkness. Right? That lion was vicious, bro. Vicious. That was good. Yeah, off the chain. So the lions, Most High sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria, now
No,
know not the manner of the God of the land thereof. Therefore he hath sent lions amongst them, and behold, they slay them because they know not the manner of the God of their land.
right, so that's what people understand back then. You go to
Wow.
a different, any land that you go to, right? Then there is a God of that land.
Mhm.
And you have to then fear that land, that God, and give him reverence
Oh,
and
wow.
respect, right? Everywhere you go, there was some kind of entity that they believed was over that land. So when you go into a land and bad things would happen, they would say or assume you're disrespecting the local deity,
Oh, wow.
right? The local God, you're disrespecting them.
And I saw the 70 angels
Huh?
governing 70 angels governing the land.
Yeah, that's them over kingdoms. What I'm saying in certain land, and go this is what they would surmise and expect. You're disrespecting the local God. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what happened. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the God of the land.
Right. So this priest is not a Levite.
Mm.
He was carried from there. From where? From Samaria.
Mhm.
The Levite was not in Samaria when it was all the way down in the southern kingdom.
Mhm.
So this one it is idolatrous priests that Jeroboam set up.
Ooh.
Jeroboam had set up the priests of the reign priests of the land,
Okay.
and they were priests. So that's who they brought back. They didn't bring back a Levite.
Okay.
This is a man-made priest that was set up by a man. This is who they brought back. He was to teach them the manner of the God of the land. Yes, sir.
Who was Jeroboam, king of the Jews at that time?
No, Jeroboam was the one that when the kingdom split. Remember in Solomon it split. So he says one tribe went to Solomon's son Rehoboam. And then 10 went to Jeroboam,
Mhm.
right? Then Jeroboam dismissed the Levites and he started putting the lower people as priests. This is who this person here is.
That's some cold duty.
Cold duty. So this guy right here is, I'm clarifying, he's not a Levite,
Okay.
right?
They just make it.
There's a mom's.
No, he's an Israelite, but he's a man. He never been trying to Levi.
Right.
He's a man-made priest. And Jeroboam set up. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria
See, he came from Samaria. Go ahead.
came and dwelt in Bethel,
He queen and dealt. Go ahead.
and taught them how they should fear the Lord.
And he taught them how he should fear the Lord. Right. Now, what do you think he gonna teach you?
Statutes, laws, commandments.
He's not a Levite.
But
About
he's still
that God
adulterous
of God.
He's an adulterer. He's an adulterer. Listen, why did Israel go into captivity? He was there. He was a priest when Israel went into captivity.
right.
About that God of the
He
land.
teaching a bunch of paganism. Right?
Paganism.
He's gonna now teach him about the Lord a little bit, but he's not a Levite. He's not sanctified to do anything like that.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because when you read down, he said that the people feared the Lord, but they still worship their idols. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So basically what this guy's teaching them, listen, I'm gonna show you how you can still give the Lord some respect and still do your idol worship. He's supposed to be like, listen, kill all your idols off, dead that,
Right.
and just
Right.
do the Lord. But that's not what they did.
He said, I'm
Because
sure.
obviously this guy right here ain't teaching them that. He's still teaching them to keep paganism too.
Okay, serve two masters. That's what
Yeah.
he's teaching them.
Huh?
He's teaching them to
He's
serve
teaching them to
two
still
masters.
he's teaching them to still be an idolater, but still try to appease the Most High.
Oh wow.
Right? Verse 29.
Verse 29. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own.
See?
Wow.
That's what it was.
He should have came and told them, yo, kill all that.
No.
They still made gods of their own. Go ahead.
And put them in the house of the high place,
Mhm.
which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwell.
wherein they dwell, right?
Mhm.
So howbeit every nation made gods of their own,
Mm.
and he put them in the, and listen, in the houses of the high place, which who made? The Samaritans had made.
Come.
So these high places was already there.
Right.
Who are the Samaritans here?
Israel.
Israelites. They're the one that made the high places, worshiping idols in Samaria while they got put out.
Right.
Right? The text called them.
Right. Okay.
I'm
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
If it ain't clear here, why?
Yeah.
And they know what they was
This is
doing.
clear.
They knew what they was doing.
The houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made. Right? These people just came into Samaria.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
How can they be Samaritans already? They just got there just now.
Come. Wow.
It's people who was already in Samaria. The text here is referring as Samaritans, right? So now I'm going to reference the scripture that shows you who made these high places,
Mm.
right? Who made these high places here so we can understand,
Mm.
right? Let's get the first one in 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 9. Right where we at? Back up to verse 9.
Come.
Go ahead.
Second King chapter 17, reading at verse 9. And the children of Israel did secretly.
Did what?
They did what's that?
Secretly.
Secretly.
He did it what? Secretly. Listen,
Sneak.
there's a lot of that going on today.
Mm.
People are doing a whole bunch of wickedness
Mm.
secretly.
Mm.
See,
Wow.
they wasn't in the open. You're like, well, I don't see you doing the idols. They doing it
Wow.
now. The children of Israel did secretly what?
Most High see them. Those things that were not right against the Lord, their God.
See, they did those things
Mhm.
secretly. This time to this day, they're still doing things secretly that the most against the most high God.
Served for a stone.
See that? So listen, don't let people fool you that they have this facade acting like, oh, they're doing this, but secretly they're doing things that's against the Most High God, and the Most High God know. That's why this fits Gorilla again.
Really.
He was doing a lot of things what? Secretly
Right.
against God. Then he got exposed.
Yeah.
This is not nothing new. They still doing this stuff secretly, right? Go ahead.
To their God, and they built them high
They
places.
build them what?
High places.
High places. Go ahead.
In all their cities.
In all their cities. Go ahead.
From the tower of the watchman to the fenced city.
So who built the high places? The children of Israel built it,
Wow.
right? So when those foreigners came, they just put their idols in these same high places that
Right.
the children of Israel built.
Right.
And the text they call them Samaritans.
Right.
Now they say that the Samaritans had built. The Samaritans are Israelites. The first Samaritans are Israelites.
Come.
That's what the text is called. So we can be clear.
Building cities with high places for pagan gods. And,
Pagan God worship.
So,
Right.
so what about when them Catholics be having a little Mary statues,
All that's
all that.
idol worship.
Buddha statues?
Idol worship.
Right.
All idol worship. Listen, there's a lot of houses all over the place, bro. You might not just let it look beautiful on the outside.
Mhm.
Go inside to a little room over here in the corner, you
Yeah.
see there's a big old statue or something they praying to. All kind of weird stuff going on in people's houses, man.
Come.
They let them fool you.
Come.
And what about like even with Halloween, they throwing skulls, like the skeletons and
Man, there's a lot of idolatry and wickedness going on in secret.
Mhm.
The keys in secret.
that's the
Mhm.
Yes.
What would the benefit of that? What would the benefit of that be doing? Like, I mean,
What you mean?
we know that there is no power in those dumb idols.
Yes, sir.
So how? Why would somebody devote all that time doing some secret stuff like that, knowing that there ain't no power there?
When you do that stuff, who you worshiping?
Satan.
And who gonna pay you?
Satan.
That's why they're doing it.
okay, wow. Man, he is crafty.
This is-
Wow.
These pagans are doing these things, these people are prospering.
Yeah, yeah.
If they was doing that, they was getting hit and getting into accidents, and they were like, man, something is wrong. This is not working.
Right. It ain't
But they're
working.
doing it because it's what?
It's working.
It's working. So they keep doing it and say, this is working.
Yeah, that could
I'm
be
prospering.
Wasn't that
I'm getting
bad?
paid. I'm getting this. I'm getting that.
So they got more hits than misses.
Huh?
They got more hits than misses.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. And they equate the hits to that pagan worship that they're doing.
Mhm.
Right?
Oh,
And the miss they said is when they going off not worshiping that God correctly, and I get a miss.
Yeah,
Right? So they turn up on the worshiping of the idol even more.
kind of drink a little more blood.
Yes, all whatever else they're doing. Right? Whatever else they're doing.
play more baseball.
All kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting worse. Esau just add another layer of wickedness to people when he legalized this gambling thing with these draft kings and all these
Yeah.
things online,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because he's exploiting an addiction,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like people used to exploit our people back in the say in the 80s with crack.
Yeah.
He put them on crack and exploiting an addiction on them.
Mhm.
He's exploiting an addiction against gambling.
Wow.
Right? You hear people like, yeah, man, losing $100 million and all kind of crap.
Right. Wow.
Ridiculous foolishness. We just saw Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and another NBA player get caught up in this stuff right here. Listen, and there's probably many others,
Wow.
right, that haven't been caught yet or came out yet,
Mhm.
getting into this addiction, or you doing it because you're trying to make extra money or some kind of money, and you thinking that how you're not being watched.
Mhm.
I think by now everyone should know that you're being watched and
Right.
recorded.
Oh yeah.
If you think you're not, then you're delusional. Especially in this country, you should know that.
TVs, phones,
Everything,
everything.
everything.
Quit being delusional.
Let's get one more. 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 19 and 20. 2 Kings chapter 23, verse 19 and 20.
Second Kings chapter 23, starting at verse 19.
Yes.
And all the houses also of the high places that were in the cities of Samaria.
Y'all see that? All the houses of the high places, that's what they had made, and it was in the cities of Samaria. Go ahead.
Which the kings of Israel had made.
Who made it?
The kings of Israel.
See that?
Wow.
The kings of Israel made these high places.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Had made to provoke the Lord to anger.
See? The kings of Israel. That started with Jeroboam all the way. All of them keep doing that. They provoke the Most High to anger. Go ahead.
Josiah took away.
Josiah, listen, Josiah is from the southern kingdom, right? The Most High sent him up to the northern kingdom to destroy all these places. He's from the southern kingdom. He goes up there and he destroy all that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Josiah took away. Go ahead.
And did to them according to all the acts that he had done in Bethel.
In Bethel, throwing all that stuff down and burning it. He destroyed all that nonsense up there. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And he slew all the priests of the high places.
See that? All of them. All you see the high places had priests. Remember that guy that brought back? He one of them.
Wow.
He one of them that brought back. Right? He slew all the priests of the high place. Go ahead.
That were there upon the altars and burned men's bones upon them and returned to Jerusalem.
He returned where?
To Jerusalem.
He returned back to the southern kingdom.
Wow.
That's where he originally from. Right? And this is a prophecy for him doing this. God prophesied there was a man going to be born named Josiah, and he was going to do all this stuff right here. And this is the fulfillment.
They burning their bones.
Burn their bones.
Cremated.
Yeah. Get him out of
Get
here.
them out of here.
Get him out of here. You don't deserve to be buried.
With God.
Don't deserve to be buried. Get him out of here.
Right.
This is they provoke the Most High to anger.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you provoke the Most High to anger.
That's like the what's Firestone?
Yeah.
Brimstones.
See, and that right there becomes another twist or understanding trying to get to. Now, if your body is cremated, do you get a resurrection? See, wow, there's another angle there. Wow. Wow. Because you provoke the Lord to anger, then you say, nah, you ain't getting up.
Wow. So do you think like some people probably getting cremated because that's their judgment to be cremated?
Could be.
And that just lined up so perfectly. Wow.
Was cremation not to be done?
And
Wow.
most of the people is harsh that get cremated. You ever notice? That's a harsh person.
Yeah.
Instead of a respectable funeral or a harsh person.
I don't want to be cremated no more.
Period.
Because you come from the dirt,
Mhm.
and so then your essence gotta be, he's gotta go back to where it came from.
Ashes, ashes.
To keep a balance
Yeah.
going,
Right.
right? To fulfill that gap, that hole that was taken out, make you and then to fill it back,
Wow.
to put everything back full circle.
Con.
If you burnt up now,
We don't come from ashes.
no, but this is what happens when you listen to the Most High God.
Mhm.
Again, there could be something there where you probably only get resurrected and a couple of other stuff. But I'm thinking for those that provoke the Most High to anger. Now we have people that believe in God that wasn't burnt,
Mhm.
but because they God liked them, God can reverse that.
Right.
But if He don't like you, right? He's like, nah, I'm not reversing it. You're my backside. You leave me, you know what I'm saying? And you finished. You done.
Ain't no more getting up.
No more.
Get away from me before I never knew you.
Yeah. Let's go back to Luke where we were. Luke chapter 10. So we have that the first Samaritans were Israelites. So don't get it twisted. You see the Samaritan. Oh man, that's not even an Israelite. See, the priest, an Israelite, he didn't even help the man on the road. But the Samaritan, a non-Israelite, came and helped him. See that?
Mhm.
So Luke chapter 10, we now in. You read verse 33 again.
Con.
Luke chapter 10, read verse 33. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him.
Go ahead.
Verse 34. And went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn and took care of him.
Go ahead.
35. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee.
Right. So he paid him initially for the setup, right?
Mhm.
Gave it to the host, and he said, hey, anything else you need more than that, I'm gonna give that when I come back. Right? So he's covering everything. He's covering it. So the guy at the end, he knows, hey, I'm covered. I have my little down payment here. And so he's motivated to go take care of this guy because you know the other guy's gonna come back and pay whatever else needed. All right, go ahead.
26. Which now of these three thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell amongst the thieves?
Yeah, so who out of the three, who is it, who Christ is saying here, who you think was being a neighbor among the thieves, right? That fell among the thieves. Go ahead.
37. And he said, he that shewed mercy on him.
The one that showed mercy, remember this is the lawyer you're talking about, right?
Mhm.
The lawyer said, yeah, the one that showed mercy. Go ahead.
Then said Jesus unto him, go and do thou likewise.
Go and do thou likewise.
Mhm.
Go and do thou likewise.
Mhm.
Go and show mercy. Right? So the one that showed mercy is the one that was being neighborly. Right?
Mhm.
So he let him go do that because obviously this lawyer was not doing that.
Con.
So we go off into who is my neighbor?
Mhm.
We have the understanding here, Christ give us the understanding, right? That's about that show that the Samaritan, don't realize that Samaritan is not an Israelite. So I have to go to this first Samaritan word Israelite. But I could have been an Israelite that did that. Let's not get that part twisted, right?
Okay.
But let's go into the rabbis. How did the rabbis look at this? I need to first get Matthew 23. Matthew 23. It's in the way.
You want verse 7.
Is it verse 7? You know what it is?
Huh.
You sure it's verse 7?
We gotta probably read up on that one.
You guessing, huh?
Come, Bob.
23:15.
I take this.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 23, starting at verse 15. Woe unto you, scribe and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte.
So they going way out their way to make one a proselyte. They compass sea and land. Go ahead.
And when he is made, ye make him twofolds more the child of hell than yourself.
Right. Now, we're going to come to the source of the. Let me pull this up here. There it is. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. So we here, this is the International Encyclopedia of the Bible, right? This goes back into the early 1900s. This is an encyclopedia, the International Encyclopedia of the Bible, right? Goes off into what these terms mean. I need to blow this up. Let me blow this up right quick so I don't have to spin the show. So we have brother, right? And the part I want to get right to it. I want to get right to the point so we can see it. I'm gonna highlight it so we can see it. All right? From right here. It's the part right here. I'm going to read it. The rabbi. That's who we just got to reading there in Matthew chapter 23, verse 15. Right? The scribes and Pharisees and them. They're the one who was calling rabbis. It said the rabbis or the rabbis distinguish between brother and neighbor. It says applying brother to Israelites by blood. When they say a brother, they're talking about an Israelite by blood. Right? It says neighbor to proselyte.
Okay.
They consider the neighbor a proselyte.
Okay.
But allowing neither titles to who? Gentile.
Oh wow. Okay.
A non-Israelite is not called
Bro.
a neighbor or a brother
Come.
or a proselyte.
Come.
This is according to the rabbi. The same one we just got to reading about, they compass land and sea to make one a proselyte.
One proselyte.
They compassion to sea to make one a proselyte that's an Israelite.
No, you think Servant Smith know that one?
I'm going to show him this source when I come, that he can see it for himself.
Come.
Them the teachers, the rabbis.
So, because that's what we're talking about. I remember I said, dude, these Pharisees are not doing all that to convert no non-Israelite.
Right,
They
right.
doing that to convert their own people.
Right.
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 And I'm constantly finding sources that says what I am saying. I'm telling you, this is what it is, man.
Yeah.
These people, they don't associate with non-Israelites.
They don't.
Why would Peter tell that to Cornelius? You know, it's a lawful thing that is a Jew to keep one of another nation. He's telling where he getting that from. This is how this isn't just the rabbis.
Right.
This is the entire nation.
Wow.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would Christ call that woman a dog? Her and her daughter.
Come.
They don't associate with outside
No,
nation
the
like
nation.
that.
That
Do
good
not
to
do
give.
that.
You right, the Israelite ain't good to give you the
The
bread.
bread. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Huh.
Right.
They don't want to lie to us and deceive us. No, this is how they saw it. This is how the rabbis saw it. And we know how it is with even Christ followers.
Come. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this was Silver Smith. When he come, I want to see what he said about that source. I'm gonna show him the source so he can see it.
Okay.
You see what the source says right here. Right?
That go back to it ain't good to give Israel bread away.
Yeah, again, we have other stuff in here. He has scriptures with other explanation and all of that. But what key here is how did the rabbis do it?
Right.
See, that's what key.
Yeah.
How did the rabbis
Yeah.
distinguish it?
Mm.
Because that's who was converting people that we read in Matthew 23 and 15.
Come.
How did they saw it? And this sort of tells us how they saw it, how they distinguish it. Now, of course, when you read it says Christ and the apostles gave the name brother to all Christians, right? And neighbor to who? To all the world, right? As we read down earlier, right?
Israel.
We know who the world is.
Israel.
It's Israel again. See, it's
Mhm.
consistent.
Right.
We know who the world is.
Right. Right.
And then we know Christian is the apostles was called Christians first in Antioch,
Antioch. Come.
right?
Mhm.
And then that's the plural form Christian, then the singular form Christian,
Right.
right?
Right.
That is used again. Can we get it right quick?
Come.
In First Peter,
Come.
we people are familiar with the Acts, with the Acts 11:26. Right, let me go back. Paul is calling Christian the neighbor. Let's, for the sake of the video, let me just really pull it up right here in Acts 11:26 right quick, then we're gonna get the one in First Peter. All right.
You gonna get the Okay. And what's
Acts 11:26. I think the one in First Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Yeah, First Peter chapter 4, verse 16. All right. We'll pull up the First Peter's here, then we're gonna start with the the one in Acts. We got Acts chapter 11, verse 26.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Acts chapter 11, starting at verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch, and it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church
With the ecclesia, the called out. Go ahead.
and taught much people, and the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
Right, so that's plural form. Right? Christian first in Antioch.
Mhm.
All these men here are Israelites.
Mhm.
The apostles are all Israelites. Right? So the first Christians we understand are Israelites, right? Christian. Right? Can we get First Peter now? Chapter 4, verse 16. I know there's one more after this I gotta quote. We're gonna get this one. I gotta get the other one. I wanna leave the other one out. So First Peter chapter 4, verse 16.
First Peter chapter 4, reading verse 16. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian,
If any man suffer as a Christian, meaning as a follower of Christ,
Come.
right?
Mhm.
A follower of the anointed. When it was calling the apostles Christians,
Come.
they were calling them the followers of the anointed,
Yeah.
the Messiah. Go ahead.
let him not be ashamed,
Let him not be suffer as a follower of Christ. Don't be ashamed. Go ahead.
Mhm.
but let him glorify God on his behalf.
But glorify God on this behalf, because you're found worthy to suffer for following his son.
Mhm.
You're suffering for his son.
Come.
Glorify God on this behalf, because your reward is great in heaven, that they say, right?
Mhm.
Now, who is he writing to here? See, if any man suffers a Christian, who is he speaking to becomes the question. See, it's vital.
Yeah.
Let's go to First Peter chapter 1, verse 1. First Peter chapter 1, verse 1. He's gonna tell us who is he speaking to here when he's saying this. First Peter chapter 1, verse 1. And verse 2. Go ahead.
First Peter's chapter 1, verse 1. Peter, an apostle of Hamashiach Yahushai, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus.
To the strangers scattered in the diaspora,
Mhm.
Israelites. No one's gonna argue that. This is what it is. These are dispersed abroad Israelites. So when he's saying you serve as a Christian, he's speaking to Israelites,
Israelites,
diaspora,
Con.
right? To the strangers, diaspora, throughout Pontus. Go ahead.
Galatia,
Galatia, where Paul wrote to. Go ahead.
Cappadocia,
Go ahead.
Asia,
Paul's all up in Asia, Asia Minor. Go ahead.
Bithynia,
Bithynia.
Bithynia.
Uh-huh.
Verse 2. Elect according to the foreknowledge of God the Father.
Elect. It was elect according to the foreknowledge of the Father. Go ahead.
Through sanctification of the Spirit.
Speak to sanctification, spiritual cleansing, spiritual sanctification. Through sanctification of the Spirit. Right? Go ahead.
Unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Hamashiach Yahushai. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
Right. So again, you know how it is when someone you see defects on their physical skin, and it's something on the inside that's showing effects on the outside. Right? When you see certain people acting a certain way, it's a reflection of their spirit on the inside, dealing with their conduct, right? How they talk, how they operate. You can tell that their spirit is dirty or is clean based on how they talk and how they move and how they operate, right? So you gotta get not only gotta get your physical body clean, you gotta get your spirit cleaned up too.
Wow.
Well. So through sanctification of the spirit, you gotta get your spirit cleaned up. Now let's get the last one in Acts 26. Acts 26:28. So again, so we see the two places so far about Christians, there is a lot. Bring it the right way.
You said Acts 26:28?
Yes, Christians love to come here. Love it. They can't get enough of this one. They love to come here and trying to say Paul is trying to convert Agrippa. All right, who got that?
You said Acts verse 27, Acts chapter 27, verse 28?
26, 28.
26, 28.
Yes, sir.
Acts chapter 26, start at verse 28. And it reads, Then Agrippa said unto Paul, Almost thou persuadest me to be a Christian.
You almost persuaded me to be a Christian. They said,
I
see,
thought I was reading that wrong.
you not correct? Yeah,
Whoa.
Agrippa's an Edomite.
Come.
He's the king. He's oh, y'all persuading me to be a Christian. You know what I'm saying? To be a follower of the Messiah. Now we know Agrippa ain't gonna never do that. Because the minute he does that, he's off with his head. He's a king. He's placed in his throne by the Romans. Right? And everybody had to worship Caesar, the Roman king.
But he's in the army, ain't he? They was
Who's in the army?
Oh, I thought they was
Agrippa's a king.
okay. Yeah, okay.
That's King Agrippa.
King Agrippa.
He's
So-
king of the land.
So Mithra, he's not dealing with Mithra?
Who?
Agrippa.
Of course.
Well, he dealing with two guys?
He's a convert.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay.
He's a convert. When you read this story right here, Paul tells him, he said, I know you know the prophets and stuff, and I know you know. He's a convert. He comes from Herod.
Yeah.
He's from Herod. Herod's a convert. He's a convert. He knows about the Jewish scripture. That's why he said, you almost persuaded me, because he knows the background of different things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah,
He almost persuaded him to be a follower of Christ.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Again, we're not We ain't against anybody following Christ,
Christ.
non-Israelite. You can become a follower of Christ.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's arguing against that.
Okay.
You either gonna follow or gonna be something else for you.
Right.
You don't want.
Right. Right.
You're gonna get down or lay down, lay down, and something that's gonna happen to you. So you have to follow Christ eventually,
Con.
right?
Con.
So again, he's basically saying be a follower. So these are the three places that this word Christian is being used.
Mm.
Two places we know that's clearly an Israelite. And this place here is talking about just being a follower of the Messiah,
Con.
right? And so we have that. There's another place here. Let me give you this other source here. Let me blow this up right quick.
Mm.
Get one more. It's highlighted words right here I want to get. Purple. This usage is widespread in the Old Testament and Jewish literature. Jews did not regard Gentiles as their brothers.
Ooh.
And he highlighted it blue.
Ooh. So the Christian church is doing it wrong then, because they all call each other brother in
I'm
there.
gonna read the whole thing. It says, other brothers refer to fellow Israelites. And we find also a clear distinction between brothers and Gentiles
Mm.
in this verse.
Mm.
These uses of brother therefore suggest that brother refers to a kinsman in Israelite symbolic family based on shared ancestry and ethnicity.
Mm.
This usage is widespread in the Old Testament. Then it's only in the New, in the Old Testament. Jewish literature.
Mm.
Old Testament and Jewish literature. Jews did not regard Gentiles as their brothers. So, metaphorically, symbol and terminology was used by Jews in order to this. How did this part right here?
That's right.
Jews in order to distinguish themselves from Gentiles who are not their brothers.
Wow.
Want to be clear. All right. Can I get a scripture right quick?
Con.
Can I get Acts 9?
Con.
I think it's 16. I want to show the Seven Smith too again. I want to see what he said about that.
I'll take it when everybody there.
Acts chapter 9. Let me pull it up. Let me get off. I gotta pull it up. Okay, let's see. 17. Acts chapter 9, verse 17. All right, you got that.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Acts chapter 9, verse 17. And Ananias went his way.
And Ananias went his way because here's what we had, right? You have a lot of people in these Christian churches, right?
Mhm.
And they believe that you're not a brother or you part of the body, and they call you a brother until you baptize.
Okay.
Before you baptize, they don't consider you a brother or part of this stuff, right?
I heard that.
So the rhetoric is this verse right here, right? So Ananias went his way. Wait, read it again from the beginning.
Acts chapter 9, verse 17. And Ananias went his way and entered into the house, and putting his hands on him, said, Brother Saul.
What he said?
Brother Saul.
He said what?
Brother Saul.
Brother Saul. We just read brother is speaking of an Israelite.
The Israelite.
By blood. An Israelite. This is before he's baptized. Ananias already calling him a brother.
Wow.
It refutes them saying that we not calling him a brother to be baptized. Paul isn't baptized yet right here. And Ananias says, brother, calling him a brother.
Right. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
This terminology, again, as we just read, Israelites didn't consider non-Israelites as their brother.
Right.
It's a term used for Israelites only
Mm.
from the Old Testament
Con.
and Jewish literature.
Wow.
You see the same terminology here in the text. Right? So when Paul in his letter saying brethren, he's speaking of
Only.
Israelites.
Only.
Only Israelites. He gonna follow the same terminology. They all uses it.
Con.
Right? They just tell us that the Galatians are Israelites. All of them, Corinthians, because he says brethren, so on and so forth.
Con.
So brother Saul, go ahead.
Brother Saul, the Lord, even Jesus, that appeared unto thee in the way as thou camest, hath sent me, that thou mightest receive thy sight and be filled with the Holy Spirit.
And be filled with the Holy Spirit. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And immediately there fell from his eyes as it had been scales, and he received sight forthwith and arose and was baptized.
And was baptized. See, he wasn't baptized yet.
Wow.
He already called the brother before he was baptized.
Wow.
Let's be clear.
He's seen the light before he was even
Yes.
baptized.
Wow.
So they're having this doctrine in these churches is incorrect. Just that a lot of them can't even refute that.
Wow.
You have to explain it as how is he called the brother before baptism, and now we have to go and show it. It's this water baptism because you have some of these Israelites are saying
That's
this is
not water baptism.
We don't need a water baptism.
Tazariak.
Yeah, that's not water baptism.
Uh-oh.
Let's get it in Acts 22,
Come.
verse 11.
Let's get it.
Acts 22. We're gonna start at verse 11.
Come.
We're gonna read on to verse 16. All right, who got that?
I'll tell you,
Go ahead.
Acts 22, starting at verse 11. And when I could not see for the glory of that light, being led by the hand of them that were with me, I came unto
Damascus.
Damascus.
Damascus is another place where there was a lot of Essenes at, of course.
Come.
Go ahead.
And one Ananias is devout man according to the law.
See that? Ananias is a devout man, but how's he devout? According to the Torah.
Come.
See, your devotion is gauged by your application of the Torah.
Wow.
See that?
Come. A devout man.
A devout man according to the law, the Torah.
Come. Okay.
That's why I was trying to tell Servant Smith. I'm talking about, and they were devout. How were they devout though?
Right. Wow.
Torah.
Come.
That's why I said these people are Israelites.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Having a good report of all the Jews which dwelt there.
He had a good report of all of the Israelites which dwelt there. Go ahead.
13 came unto me and stood and said unto me, Brother Saul,
Here it is, call him brother again. Brother Saul. Go ahead.
receive thy sight.
Receive your sight. Go ahead.
And the same hour I looked up upon him.
Right, because he was blind before that point. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And he said, the God of our fathers,
The God of who?
our father,
Our father, surely they're from the same nation. The
Right.
God of our fathers. Go ahead.
have chosen thee,
Has what?
chosen thee,
Chosen thee. See that? Paul is chosen. I try to tell people, y'all be careful, tread lightly when talking about Paul. Paul is chosen.
Come.
It's the God of our fathers that have chosen him.
Wow.
Get it clear.
Come.
Go ahead.
that thou shouldest know his will
Know his will. Go ahead.
and see that just one
The just one is Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Go
and
ahead.
should have heard the voice of his mouth.
And hear the voice of his mouth. Powerful stuff.
That's the many waters.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. For thou shalt be his witness unto all men of what thou hast seen and heard.
So understand, Paul is a witness. Again, unto all men, right? We know that's not every single person.
Come.
right? Let's not get crazy.
Come.
All men, what thou hast seen and heard. Go ahead.
16. And now, why tarries thou?
Why you waiting? Go ahead.
Mhm.
Arise.
Get up. Go
and
ahead.
be baptized.
And be baptized. Go ahead.
Wash away thy sin.
And what?
Yeah.
Wash away thy sin.
Water baptism.
Yeah.
Wash away.
Wash away your sin. Go ahead.
Calling on the name of the Most High.
Calling the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shah. That is water baptism. Says it right there.
So
Go- Yeah, go ahead.
when you get baptized, you're supposed to call on the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh.
Yeah. No, Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, you baptized in the name of Christ.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Lord there. Capital L, but all lowercase at the end.
But I've never heard that before. Like when you get baptized, you gotta call Yahweh Shai's name out there.
That's what it says right there.
I've never heard no
Who
one
name did he call in when he was baptized?
Who?
Hamashiach Yahweh Shai by John the Baptist.
His father.
Yeah, there's only two of them you can do that in. It's just Mashiach Yahweh Shai and Yahweh.
What other name would Christ call on?
Right.
He been calling his own name. Yeah.
I mean, it's just something for the Christians to know, like,
They need to know that. But I'm just saying this is for Tazari, because he's arguing with me again. He ain't gonna post the video because I had a debate with him with the water baptism, right? And he was arguing with me. He's arguing with me in Acts 9 that Paul didn't get water baptism.
Right.
And this verse right here shows you he got water baptism. If you look up it in the Greek, he
Come.
will tell you the same thing. It's water baptism right there that you got. So they were still water baptizing way after Christ,
Okay.
right? Because they claiming that you didn't need water baptism, nothing like that. You know, so when it comes to Christ.
Right.
But there was, you see right?
Come.
Obviously Christ or Ananias still water baptized him,
Come.
right? 'Cause if he didn't need it,
He wouldn't
he
have
wouldn't
did it.
have even done it
No.
because it's unnecessary. And then even the smoking or the nail in the coffin is Acts 10.
Mm.
In Acts 10, they got the Holy Spirit.
Come. Come.
Then there was water baptized. And I told Tazarg, I said, this even crushes you even more because you were saying, he argued with me that, man, all you needed the baptism of the Holy Spirit. I said, then why in Acts 10 they got the Holy Spirit, then got water baptized afterward? He
Wow.
commanded them. He showed you how important it is. Even though you got the Spirit first, you still gotta go get water baptized.
Woo! That's deep.
Still gotta go get it.
Ain't no way you can get
You got the most important part first, but you
Right.
still gotta go back and do the water part
Right.
too.
Right. Right. Because it's a process and a
Yeah.
order.
So I told him, I heard your argument even more, Tazaria. You're
Right.
making no sense.
Right. Wow.
That you don't need water baptism.
You said it's insignificant, but they still had to go back and do it.
Had to go do it, even though they already got the Holy
Holy
Spirit.
Spirit, huh?
Peter said, now go get water baptized.
Had more than a down
Come,
payment.
come.
More than-
Now go still get water baptized.
All praise.
So you still have to have it.
All praise.
Again, he ain't gonna post that video up,
Huh.
right? I have the video, but my audio was only to hear what he's saying,
Mhm.
not hear what I was saying.
Mhm.
But I got the video. I had to record it because that's how they move, man.
Come.
Anytime they get beat, they
Yeah.
don't upload it.
No.
Only when they win,
Yeah.
And that was calling him brother Paul before he was baptized.
Before he
and
was
he
baptized.
seen the light. The scale was off his eye.
uh,
What's that? What they say? The rabbits out the hat.
So.
let me go back. This is the sword. Let me go up so we can see this right here. To the top. This is something that Brother Southern Smith needs to get.
Mhm.
All this thing here go through and explain all this stuff about this is Jewish literature and everything that explains that how Israelites didn't look at non-Israelites as their brother and call them different things and they had different things. I want to go all the way introduction. You can see the abstract. It's from all right.
And we read that all in one sentence, but that was probably processing where the scale came off his eyes. They still calling him brother Saul. Then a little bit later down the line, he was baptized. We read it just all in one sentence, like
Yeah.
it was back to back to back, like
Right. So he says right here, reframing Paul's sibling language in light of Jewish eschatology forms of address. So he goes through and he shows you how Paul uses the word brother, sister, and different things right here. Eschatorally speaking of epistle in his epistle,
letter.
right? This
Okay.
word right here. Speaking of his epistle, right? And you go through it. I don't want to have to read the whole thing. I'm gonna scroll down for the video's sake, so anyone can pause it. And they can read it, right? Because I'm gonna sit up here and have to read this whole thing. But you can go through it, you can see the evidence of what this is. All right. He's all the way in Baruch 2, all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Took it way back.
He's all the way in this, first he's in Tobit. Man, I was reading things, hey, all over the place. They're all over the place. And we come down to this verses here. All right, so we have all that. And then anybody sees in Maccabees here, second Maccabees, 1:1, right? Second Maccabees right here. Highlight this and show you right here, right? It should be also noted that the Jews are not only described, but also addressed as brothers by fellow Jews. Within Jewish literature, it says in Second Maccabees 1:1, Jews in Palestine address Jews in Egypt as brothers. It's right there in the Apocrypha.
It's a location. Oh, that's hard.
And this indicates that sibling language kind of is the same ethnic origin. They have to call it a non-Israelite brother. They're not going to say that. Right? Not a regional meaning such as a fellow countryman. See also T.O.B. Tobit 1:16 has that in there. Siblings addressed forms of vocative case are also found in Second Baruch 80:1, 82:1, right? Liber anti-quantanum, anti-quatatum, biblicarium, 22:3. It's all here, right? All of it is here. Right? I'm scrolling down, all of it. Of course, we have the exception here, not to hide anything. Edomites, we call them brothers because, of course, they're twin. They are twin brothers, right? They might be the only case when we see Israelites call a non-Israelite a brother, but they are a twin brother. And I think in this case right here, we read about it here, and they're doing that. Because remember, they were in Numbers, right here in Numbers 20, because they were trying to cross through their land.
John.
Right, you want to go around, hey, brother, let's get to the land, right? But they're literally they brother because they're twin.
Come.
Israel is twin.
That's true.
The other nations are not. So we just see this here. Again, so we're not trying to hide it on this army. He's just trying to just show the part that says what he's saying, but the other part says other things stuff too as well. No, all of it. I'm gonna scroll the whole thing down.
Even the Ishmaelites more like uncles or something, huh? Or kind of.
Yeah, they wouldn't consider them as brothers, you know what I'm saying? So we have the whole thing. Yeah, I went through this whole thing. It has all the sources here that you need. And it's telling you is Jews and it considers other nations as brothers and stuff like that in their literature, right? For the most part, they don't speak to them like that. They don't call them like that. And I'm doing this with my brother, Summer Smith. When you go back over the video, he can then see it, pause it whenever he wants, read through it. And we want to get down to the bottom, to the conclusion, ethnic aspect, sibling language in Paul's letters. He has all of the scriptures and stuff here. He goes through it, bring it. So you have different cases and different things going on where they might call someone a brother, but for the majority, for the most part, they don't do that with non-Israelites. They don't do that when they're an Israelite. And then we have our conclusion. Here, this is our conclusion, right? We have that here. We're gonna go down. So you can have all of the references, so they can see the references too as well. We have our sources and references for everything that's being spoken. You can go back, fact check it, pull it up, cross-reference it. Do your deep dive into all of these things. Wow. Have to fact check everything. So they can all see. These are sources of things, man. There's so much information out here, bro. Look at all the scriptures here and stuff in these sources, man. Look at the verses, Maccabees and all
rock.
Sirach, all the stuff in here.
You got temple scrolls, you got frag. What is
All
that?
kind of stuff in here to prove it.
Wow.
To show you just extensive the study was put into putting this together.
That is amazing, man.
This ain't just, you know what I'm saying something. All this stuff they comb through and giving you all this information.
Wow.
All the sources and stuff they comb through and you seen it for yourself.
Wow.
You see all of it there.
Wow.
Got nothing to hide. Saw it. I told you the whole thing.
Hey, we got the British Museum up there.
All kind of stuff. I have it here. We're gonna go back up to the top again so they can all see it. There it is right here.
HTS Theology Studies. Good.
So you can just try to find it, get this one, you wanna put this in, the search.
Yeah,
You know, phrases that are gonna come up and you can do a PDF of it, English PDF. An article format, article reference, all of it. Automatic translation, this thing is some good stuff.
So this is what pretty much from the theologians.
Yeah, this is something you put out there, article,
Okay.
or these are articles you put out there. And then you come with your points to prove what you're saying.
Okay. Oh,
You
that's
saw that, so,
nice.
yeah. So the ultimate conclusion is down here in purple right here.
Okay.
This usage is widespread in the Old Testament literature. Jews did not regard Gentiles as their brothers. That's what it is. So it's the main important thing here. And of course, the one I showed you with the rabbi, right? It's very important thing, very important one here as well.
Distinguish between brothers.
Distinguish
Neighbors.
between brothers. You know what I'm saying? Rabbis did this.
Mhm. That's that.
Remember I was telling him, I said, dude, in the synagogue, they didn't have Gentiles in it. He
Right,
said,
yeah,
you got converts in there, if they converted this in there. I said, those converts are Israelites. See, the rabbis ran all the synagogues. They would not have, according to this right here, they wouldn't have them in there.
No.
And they know not to call them brothers, cause we ain't gonna be all in the same kingdom. They're not gonna be there ruling with us, and he think it would be like, I mean, because if it's like, well, we all believe in the Lord, we all gonna be in the same kingdom, so we brothers. It's not gonna be, it splits.
No way.
That only but makes sense though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same father.
We have the same father.
I mean,
We have the same father. That's why they text our
Creator.
father. And everybody, the most high everybody's father is
Right.
our father.
Right.
That's what the prayer, like Christ taught us to pray. He said to pray.
The creator.
Our father. Where's our father?
Heaven.
There it is.
Yahweh be his name.
Israel.
Holy, hallowed be thy name. Holy be your name, right? That's the reason why you're thinking him in vain. Because his name is holy.
Cause he said certain people like the devil's your father. Like,
Right. If you're the father, your father is the devil.
the devil,
This is what he was, yeah, person telling other Israelites.
So what Esau father would be.
The devil. All the other Israelites didn't pray that prayer with Christ. The Lord's Prayer, that
Right.
Pharisees didn't even say that. What?
Wow.
What? All of the Pharisees that converted,
Right.
like Paul and the other one that converted.
Right.
The other ones are like, say what? No, we ain't saying that. You tripping. You're not saying that. Come on now.
So hard about saying our Father who art in heaven.
A lot of them like Moses and other little.
Wow.
Uh,
That's
A lot of them like Moses. Moses.
so the Pharisees had different prayers too. They had their own Pharisees.
yes, they have their own.
Wow.
They have. Yeah. Can we get that in Matthew, yeah, yeah, it's recorded in there, let's get it right for you.
Yeah, because they don't want to do the same prayers as Mashiach and our shot.
Right, why would we
Like
do
your
that?
father, like, yeah, they denying Mashiach Yahushua.
Let me get the right verse, as soon as,
You with Matthew?
yeah, I wanna get the right verse.
David, Moses.
I think this is the one I'm looking for, I'm gonna make sure this is the one, let me see, what am I looking for? Well, this is part, we get this part right here. Right? Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. Let's see, can I get it? Okay.
Wow.
Who got this right? You got that, Matthew chapter 6, verse 5.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites
Stop
are.
right there. Who did Christ call hypocrites?
Pharisees and Sadducees.
Sadducees and Pharisees. So don't be like the hypocrites, Sadducees and Pharisees. Go ahead.
For they love to pray standing in the synagogues
They love to pray standing in the synagogues. Go ahead.
and in the corners of the
And in
streets,
the corners of the street. Right? Go ahead.
Still to the day.
that they may be seen of men.
That they may be seen of men. Right? When we was first going out on the street teaching, brother was praying in the street. We said, brother, we gotta stop doing that. You know, they're sending prayers on, you know what I'm saying, inside of the sanctuary. We keep doing that outside. Because first of all, they're like, okay, yeah, we gotta shut that down. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't try to be seen of men like the hypocrites.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verily, verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
Right, you mean they already gotten it.
Mhm.
They already gotten their reward, right? And what, go ahead.
Third in line.
Third in command.
The third in command.
Yeah. One on one is in Luke chapter 18. Cause then verse 6 goes up into the Lord's Prayer, right? When you pray in secret, right? No, it's all the way, it's in 9, okay. Right? It's in 9. No, can we stay right here real quick? I want to pray, I want to read down.
Okay.
Yeah. Read verse 6.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 6. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet,
Enter into a closed place, go ahead.
and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to thy Father, which is in secret,
Which most sides in secret. You praying in secret, go ahead.
and thy Father, which seeth in secret, shall reward thee openly.
See that?
Mhm.
He sees in secret. Remember we read earlier that the Israelites were doing what secretly?
Praying
Don't
to the
think
statue.
You're into the statue. Your
Wow.
father would see in secret.
Wow. Ooh.
I see what you're doing in secret because I see in secret.
Wow.
I'm not limited to not seeing secret. I see what you're doing.
So like all the fundraise, like they give out stuff in the open, the turkeys and all the tax
Mhm.
write-offs really.
I know what you're doing in secret.
Mhm.
So we pray in secret, right?
Mhm.
Go into your closet, go into your house, whatever. And God gonna reward you openly, right?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions.
Do not use vain repetition. When I was coming up, man, you brought us get in the church and we praying, right? And they tell you who you want to pray for, like say the person's name 3 times.
Come.
He said, we in there, right? We in there for literally a half an hour because this person here got 10 names,
Come.
right? He'd be Donna, Kim, You know what I'm saying? China. All right, and when you say Kim is Kim, right? When they say Kim, the whole church say Kim,
Kim.
Kim
Oh,
3 times. They say, you know, another person would say Donald, 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 Donald. And it's go all around the room. Yeah, we just been up there, sitting up there, man, for half an hour, 40 minutes to an hour.
Yelling
The
out
whole group
names.
just yelling out names instead of name 3 times. Vain repetition. I'm telling myself, why do we gotta say their name 3 times?
The Most High
One
heard us
time
the
should
first
be enough.
time.
Yeah, the first time should be enough, shouldn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, so you use that vain repetitions. Go ahead.
Wait.
Verse 7.
Yeah, vain repetitions as the heathens do.
As who do?
As the heathens do.
See, that's what heathens do.
Mhm.
See that?
Mhm.
We are told learn not the ways of the heathen in Jeremiah chapter 10. So we ain't trying to do none of that.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
For they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking.
See? The reason why they're doing it, they think they're going to be heard for their much speaking.
Long-winded prayers.
Right?
Mhm.
No, get to it.
Come.
Get to it. You ain't praying to God and say you're gonna surprise him with a prayer. Yeah, I know already what you have need of. You ain't surprising you with a prayer. Just get to it.
Right. That's why Matthew 6 and 9 is the best prayer to pray. Because you already talking to the Most High where he at.
He knows already what you need of before you know.
Right.
Before you know, he knows it.
Come.
All right, let's get the one here in Luke 18 now that I want.
Come. Luke 18.
Remember what dude was where he told him like, go tell him now in the middle of his prayer. Go tell him now. I forget who that was.
Go to them now.
Yeah, I think the Most High was like,
Wasn't it John praying?
it might have been John. He was like, go tell him now. No, before he got to his prayer, he was in the sanctuary and somebody sent a message to him like, now. That was the time.
So in the temple praying.
About the prayer, and he was like, go tell him now, before his prayer came out.
Are you talking about when the temple talking about Daniel? Yeah. All right, Luke chapter 18, start at verse 9.
Luke chapter 18, reading at verse 9. And he spake his parables unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despise others.
Right? Yeah, people like that. They think they're righteous and they despise and they hate others. Right? A lot of Israelites like that. Right? Go ahead.
You find a lot of grandpas like that.
Yes, sir.
Verse 10. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican.
Right, so we got a Pharisee and a publican, right? A Pharisee and a tax collector. Go ahead.
The Pharisee stood and prayed thus.
So now we see how the Pharisee prayed, right here. And the Pharisee stood and prayed thus. Go ahead.
With himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this Republican.
No, not a Republican.
I mean, as a publican.
He's a Republican. Yeah, no Republican back then. Or even as this publican, this tax collector. So we see what he says when he prayed.
But
God, I thank you that I'm not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, and right when he's extortioner, he's unjust, he's an adulterer, right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. I fast twice a week.
I fast twice in a week. See, he blowing himself up. I do all this. I fast twice a week. Go ahead.
I gave 10th of all that is possessed.
I give 1/10 of all I possess.
Wow.
See, they do tithes. But they do tithes. And Christ said they do tithes. But you have omitted the weightier matters of the law, Christ said. So we have it here what a Pharisee be saying when he's praying to God. See what he said, right? All right. Go ahead.
Wow. 13. And the publican standing afar off would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven,
So he's ashamed to put his head up to heaven. Go ahead.
but smote upon his breast,
Right, he smote upon his breast. Go ahead.
saying, God be merciful to me, a sinner.
Facts. See that? That's how we should be talking. You're merciful to me, a sinner. Go ahead.
14, I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other.
Then the other. See, the publican, the tax collector went down to his house justified rather than the Pharisee.
Wow.
See? Go ahead.
For everyone that exceeded,
Exalted,
exalted himself shall be a base.
a base. Right? You exalt yourself, you're gonna get slammed down. Right? We know what a base is, like a baseball, like a base on a baseball field, it's on the ground, flat.
Basement.
Yeah, you exalt yourself, you're gonna get slammed down. Go ahead.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Exalted, humble himself. So Johanna talking about your third in command, he's exalted himself.
Yeah, well, that's
See, he gonna be humble.
base.
He gonna be humble. You gotta humble yourself to be exalted, all right? So no titles. It's just plain Amiyah. And then none of that other stuff. Right? All them other, but next thing you know, this one is an apostle. Next thing you know, this one is a captain. This one is this one is that. There's all these titles.
The great.
Trying to exalt themselves. That's all they're trying to do.
That's good.
Have all these titles and they have not even earned none of it. But have all these titles.
Never seen the show.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be raw. Ain't even seen the show. You know? That's just how them dudes be going. We winding down. Is it dark yet?
It's just good.
No, it's getting there. And there's one more I gotta get. One more. Did I get it? Did I get it?
This guy puffed himself up with this prayer in chapter 18 in Luke. This is crazy.
Puff Daddy.
I fast twice a week.
Hey, but this is how these guys operate, man. I'll get the one that I'm talking about. Matthew. You were just there a minute ago. 2030.
No.
2030. This is them. Remember, he says, I give 10%. He said, I pay my tithe of all I have. So Christ addressed that right here in Matthew 23:23. All right, who got that?
I got it. Matthew chapter 23, verse 23.
Yes.
Woe unto you, scribe and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law.
Right. So they pay tithes, right? Of mint and anise and cumin. They give it a little 10% of these different things that the Torah says they're supposed to be doing. But now they have omitted the weightier matters of the Torah. Go ahead.
Judgment,
If they don't do that.
mercy,
They don't do that.
and faith.
They don't have that.
These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the others undone.
Right. So you have to have done these things right here. Right. There is no separation if you do one and not do the other. You need to do it. You need to do it all. All of it has to be done. I think in the book of Luke, it talks about I think mercy is replaced with love. Right? Judgment, love, and faith. Right? 'Cause that's what actually the Torah is, love. When you do the Torah,
Yeah.
that's love. Loving the Most High with all your mind, strength, and soul, and your neighbor as yourself. That's what it boils down to. Well, I'm trying to find the last. Yeah, that's going the next week class.
But are we gonna do the roof?
Yeah, yeah,
You wanna do the roof next week?
the roof,
Yeah,
no,
I mean Rahab, what's it with?
no, next week I wanna go into. Who gave Moses the law?
Ooh,
Was it God or the angels?
ooh. Ooh.
We know the law ultimately comes from God.
Come,
They're saying that, God handed it over to an angel,
angel of the
and
Lord,
then the angel gave it,
take it to.
handed it to Moses. So,
So that could have even been Christ doing that. That could
we
have
know he was there
come.
in the mountain,
Okay.
but is that what happened? God handed the tables, the tablets, the tablets. I mean, you can see. I mean, it's there. It's like because it's hot. If God wrote on it with his
Right,
finger,
yeah.
it's hot,
Scar.
engraved on it.
Scar.
You ain't gonna just grab it with your human hand. You're
Right.
gonna burn your hands up, right? So you have to wait till it cool down or something, whatever.
Mhm.
Cool it down.
Mhm.
Right. But there's a lot to cover, in that lesson. I didn't think after that, Most High willing, of course. All this is Most High willing.
Mhm.
Then I can do the roof thing. The roof thing is,
Come. That's gonna blow us away.
huh?
That's gonna blow us away.
The roof thing is something else.
Okay.
Yeah, the roof thing is something else. No, but there's another thing I wanted to put this slip in my mind. I wanted to, oh, a little too much. One more thing I wanted to bring out. And I'm forgetting what it is. Let me see in my notes if I have it. Can't remember what it is. Yeah, that. Did I miss it? That's not it. Nope. All right, man, we're gonna close it there because I don't have it. That'll be our class for today. Next week, Most High willing, of course, it's all for the spirit. The spirit wants to really go through the thing with the angel.
Mhm.
With the law given to Moses by given to Moses by God or the angels. We'll do that again, but the spirit wants to go. So we got that. So I'll let me stop sharing this like this. Right. In the live. Stream. Again, I want to say Shabbat Shalom to those who listen to this class later
Shabbat
on.
shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Anything, leave a comment or something. In the video, we can get to it, turn